Tuesday, the 6th day of January 2026, in the year of our Lord. Yes, praise be to Jesus. Good morning, Ghana. You're welcome to another edition of GH Today. And I never get to walk alone. My name is Mohammmed.
Well, I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah, and a very lovely morning to you as well. And it's exciting to be alive on a Tuesday as this. Tomorrow is the 7th of January.
Yeah,
so tomorrow will mark exactly a year when...
since President Mohammед.
Yeah, the Chief Justice swore him in. And
together
a
with
year on,
Professor
she's a former Chief Justice. Yeah. Oh, no, but that's the reality. Mutala will come and talk to you about that. Sometimes the reality, we have to just let the reality be real. You understand?
Yeah.
But that's the beauty.
That's what, they say a year can change a lot.
A lot. Yeah, but this one is not like 1 year in the eyes of the Lord. Lord. It's like no, this one it has changed fast. But good morning to you, and welcome aboard the show GH Today here on GHOne Television. We are live on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube. And of course, you are a very big part of the show, so make sure that you're following us on social media, also sending us your thoughts and well wishes as well on social media. We are still in the first week. But tentatively, of the year 2026. How is 2026 turning out so far for you, Lily?
Oh, yesterday I told you that this year I'm at peace,
Okay.
I don't want anything to disturb my peace, Charlie. I'm too young to be bothering myself over unnecessary things, So this year is aura for aura.
But if you are at peace, how can it be pound for pound?
Yeah, so so that you not disturb my peace. If you disturb it, I will disturb yours. So that we all will go there the same.
It's okay. I don't even know why I asked you this. But it's a very beautiful year. And the good thing is that quite a number of prophets are saying that this year would be it will be a very good year for us. And so for me, I'm waiting. Because this year, the Benz before 3 Benz, no. You understand? It must materialize. But there's a lot.
This year, the GHOne also. You forget them.
Okay.
Yeah. They are large in you, so before come.
I don't know what you're doing with an allergy.
Anyway, it's a packed day. You don't want to miss any part of it. We'll have a lot of conversations this morning. And for a number of you who are hoping to register your vehicles this year, well, it's stalled. You wanted a new number plate with the new designs. Unfortunately, you cannot have that. But you can still go ahead and register and get your 2026. But if you are hoping to get the beautifully designed ones, unfortunately... But we would have a conversation with the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority on whether or not it will materialize in January. And for those of you who will register your cars in January with 2026, if the new system is rolled out, what happens to the 2026? Will you be allowed to migrate on? Will you have to pay extra fees? What are the nuances of the rolling out of the new number plates, these and more? If you have any questions, send us on our various social media pages. We'll do well and ask the DVLA this morning for you. Also have a number of conversations, especially as we've entered a new year. There are a number of fire outbreaks we are witnessing, and then interestingly, there are also a number of cars that are not back on the roads. I don't know whether the drivers are still in the holiday mood or their cars have broken down. So if you struggle to get to work today, let us also know on our various social media pages. Joshua told you, we are big on your views. We love to hear from you. So tell us. We want you to be a part of it. It's all about you this morning.
But that conversation is a double-edged sword. Because in as much as there are few vehicles on the road, today, for instance, I left home quite late than usual. And I got here on time, and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful.
So you rather...
But I have not said anything.
Your purpose.
I have not said anything. It just speaks to the challenge with gridlocks in the capital, the traffic congestion. It's unbearable. Last night on my way home, I realized that there were so many people gathered around Circle. There were not enough vehicles to convey them. And it was a challenge for those people as well. We should find a healthy balance and be able to, because it's nice when you don't have to stay in those annoying traffic gridlocks for a long time before you get to the office. But
and it affects your productivity.
Charlie, now you're just
So maybe in this year, the government will find alternative means of transport, so that...
bring back rails, revive rails. That thing, I don't know how many times I should say this. That one of the solutions to our problems as a country is rail. Because when we have an effective rail system, now we'll not have all those heavy trucks carting goods from the Tema port all the way to the northern region. We just put them on a train. Shoom, they're gone. So when all these trucks are off the road...
People also don't have to travel all the way from Tema in their vehicles to come to work in Accra.
Listen.
They join the rail system, they get to work, and then back.
And we can make money from that because you would have a parking, you can get a parking space around the various train stations. So I can drive from home, go park at a train station, get on board a train, come to Accra, come and do work. When I'm done, I just go back and then I'm home. You can charge me for parking the vehicle there. And that's another revenue generation source. And then it takes pressure off of our roads because what it does is that it expands the country. I can decide to live in Ibri and work in Accra. If we have an effective road system, less than 30 minutes I should be in Accra. But people stay in Accra and they drive for over 1 hour, 30 minutes to get to Accra. And you're asking yourself, what kind of life is this? And I had a friend who came from the US and he was like, he doesn't drive for more than 15 minutes to his workplace. Any journey beyond that he would not do. I'm like, hey, Nana.
Welcome to Ghana. You
no
drive
idea.
2 hours.
So I was excited when in the Erstwhile administration we saw the Ministry of Railway Development, but now Yamutu. We need to revive the rails.
The transport.
Yes, but the idea was that we are going to prioritize rail. Unfortunately, Mutala come and talk about SkyTrain matter. Plenty wahala. We just need to bring back the trains. We need to revive the rail system in Ghana. See, Kwame Nkrumah had a vision. And that vision, if we are sticking to maybe bettering that vision, will be a lot better. Because all these developed countries, Lily, you have traveled around the world. Railway. It's effective everywhere.
It's the easiest way of commuting. I mean, and the fastest.
And it's cheap.
Exactly, it's cheap. I mean, you don't have to bother about anything. I don't have to think about good luck. There's nothing to bother. Once I know that I'll be there in 15 minutes, in 30 minutes, I'll be there in 30 minutes. But now, it even curtails your sleep hours because you think about the number of hours you spend in traffic, so you have to wake up early. It's affecting children. It's affecting their children's education. You have to wake your children up early. There's a ripple effect of all these things on us and our health.
It makes no sense. And I feel the politicians, they see these things when they go out there. You see the system. They join the trains when they go to the UKs, when they go to Europe, when they go to the Americas. But some way, somehow, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nice to drive around in the V8s and be comfortable and be able to afford the luxury homes in the cantonments areas and all of those things. And so for those of us who cannot afford, then you can't care about us.
You know,
Charlie?
During the festivities, I was in Takoradi, and community Takoradi. Oh my goodness, the road. I mean, I know that there's construction ongoing, but it's stalled, and now they are back. It's bits and pieces, you know. And I traveled with a friend of mine who came back from the city. She was asking, do these politicians ply this? I was like, yes. they're driving in huge Land Cruisers and
with police escorts.
You know? And so they don't feel it. Even if they're best to tie, government will fix it. It's our tax.
And those ones are the low budget politicians. The high flying politicians will just drive to the airport, pick a flight, and there'll be another V8 waiting for them when they get to their destination to drive them. So they don't get to feel the flight. And we need to see, as for a railway, if it's an agenda we need to push, I believe that as a country, to open up the country to prevent these landlords from exploiting people in Accra. Because they know that everybody wants to live closer to where they can get work. And so you look for chamber and hall self-contained, Basabi, and then
the prices are outrageous.
And some are even charging in US dollars. If you go to some areas that I don't want to mention, it's okay. It's okay. It's a new year.
Yes. Even though we say
we've not even done quote of the day, but we are doing wahala of the day.
Anyway, so let's motivate you this morning.
Their dreams, but sometimes it depends on where you're dreaming. If you're dreaming in a trotto on a rough road, and Charlie, that dream may be somewhere, but then you need to dream.
You need to dream, yes.
And
eventually,
you need to own it. Exactly.
You know, sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you feel all odds are against you, but just push.
Yeah. And there's no limit. There's no limit to what you can dream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how much you can achieve.
Yeah.
So keep dreaming. It's a new year. I said it earlier, yesterday and days before that. I don't believe in New Year resolutions. However, make sure that you're keeping your dream alive. If you believe in New Year resolutions and so you want to set new dreams, new goals, that's entirely up to you. You're allowed to. But make sure that every day you're working at that particular dream. So that's our way of motivating you.
Don't dream and go back to sleep. When you dream, make sure you're putting in the work.
That's a very
equal
funny way.
amount of work.
When you dream, don't
know what to do. No. After dreaming, wake up. Wake up. Face the reality. Take the bull by the horn and say, Charlie, this dream, it must materialize. And that's how you see the dreams come to fruition. So that's the quote of the day. Eleanor Roosevelt helping us with that motivation. But let's check out the video of the day.
Yeah.
Let's pump, like Lily will say, let's pump it up, pump it up, pump it up.
Gospel so attractive.
Yeah.
Before, if you know, hitherto, if I see Owanweni, that's Owanweni is sweet.
Then you see someone standing by some tree holding the flower.
know?
Then last as they'll chalk by one side. We have evolved.
Yes. Christianity has evolved. The world has evolved, everybody.
Yeah.
And everything else is evolving. So it's a beautiful thing to know. And it's beautiful that we're pumping you up as you wake up and go and you keep the children are beginning school today. I know a number of you are rushing to take your children to school. But don't worry, so that was our video of the day. I want to see you in court.
$200.
Okay. So, anyway, so let's head to the courts. Motola has joined us. Captain, good morning.
Good morning, Lily. Good morning, Kodjo Mensah. I'm good, yourself?
El Capitano.
Yes. You know, when you are introducing the show, there are two things that piqued my interest, yes. The first one is about the railway issues, yes. I particularly, because I grew up in the Western region, so many times when I was in the Western region, was train we were used to. But you want to travel from my village, Benso, to Takwa, it is train. You pass through Takwa and Aboso in Suta. So easy, so fast. All that you have to do is that when it's 7 o'clock, you are at the train station.
That's it. Because
the train works by time. If it's 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., you are there. If you are there by 8:10, because 8 the train arrives, I think it lands for about 10 minutes, then away. So it was so easy connecting to wherever you want to go. If you want to, so you are light, then wherever you want to go. So in school days, when I was in secondary school in the St. Augustine's in Bogoso, it was train I was using. And that was when, 2008, just back. And it was so effective. Now, the rails have been used for Galamsey.
Rail lines, yes.
Kodjo, I'm sure you were in the Western region. You saw the Kodjo railway lines.
Yeah, it's been destroyed.
And like you mentioned, if we are using the train system, commuting to places will be so easy. In Pakadan, what has happened?
Yeah, the Pakadan.
Yes, what has happened? Duty bearers, please.
It's become one campaign promise after another.
I think they should look at
every cycle.
Yes.
It is in their manifestos, their policy documents.
We need to look at it. We need to look at it. So I think that once you guys have raised and you'll be talking about it, those who are supposed to listen will listen. Then the second one has to do with, you said you never work alone, so you had a partner here. Okay. At one point in time, I was wondering when you transitioned from Manchester United to Liverpool.
Well, I haven't transitioned to Liverpool.
She's still in Manchester.
Eugene is watching this morning, and it appears that they are learning so much. The United people are learning so much from Chelsea.
Oh, really?
Because Chelsea sacked their coach. Some few hours later, the United also sacked their coach. What I don't know is whether Liverpool will also walk alone, because now it appears they are walking alone. Good morning, Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni. Good morning, Justice Senor Jamefe. And good morning, Justice Kokutevia Akamba. I'm mentioning the name, God. I know that all of them, they are Liverpool fans. So I don't know that
whether they are walking alone.
Lily, I know it's in her heart. It's an Arsenal woman. But she has decided that she's moving to Manchester.
You know why I love Arsenal? Because we've been so broken.
Wow. Anyways.
I don't know what she's trying to say.
The kind of things you would bring out today. I beg you, let's stick to the court.
I actually don't know why.
Let's just stick to court.
Lily is saying that she supports Arsenal. Why she likes Arsenal?
She likes broken hearts.
Yeah, I don't
means so broken.
Also broken hearts in Yeneshi.
We enjoy
She's
our
immune to broken hearts.
But haven't you heard Kuvikinata say, I'm a Arsenal fan, broken hearts, you know. Arsenal will break your heart.
We are somewhere. No problem. Let us be in our lane.
You see the wahala you have caused. You should have stuck to court. You say no, you do diversion. You see what the diversion has caused.
Anyway, let's look at the stories. I mean,
yes. So yesterday we started looking at cases, some of the high-profile cases that came up in 2025, and you guys also mentioned that tomorrow is exactly 1 year that this administration took over helms of affairs. And so tomorrow, I'll also begin to tell you about the cases in court that this administration has initiated in relation to things that they have seen and all of that. So we are wrapping up today with cases that they came to meet, an initiative that took place within 2025 and all of that. And one of them has to do with the jury initiative. You note that there are so many times that we have reported here that I have discussed with you that we had issues with the jury system, especially the jury trials, murder cases, manslaughter, attempted murder, all of them suffer because one way or the other, one juror is absent, the other is involved in the other case, all of them involved in so many cases, sometimes even allowances and all of that. Then justice delivery comes to a halt, then it affects a lot of cases. Progress of cases stop in relation to things like that. So under the leading justice, under the former Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo, after launching the leading justice, there were certain reforms that were carried out. One has to do with the jury system. And fortunately for us here at GHOne and EIB, we had the opportunity to host 2 justices of the Court of Appeal, Justice Ifeasewa Saribotwe and Justice Lydia Osei-Marfo, to take us through the new jury reform and all the things that we were supposed to know and why they are entering into that. We'll take you back to sometime in March to hear some of the things that Justice Ifeasewa Saribotwe spoke about.
Surveys that they do. Do they actually do surveys on people who actually have cases in court? Or they just do surveys which is like a set of facts which may or may not exist? Now, the reason why I'm asking this is personally, I have, in cases when it was civil cases, for example, done cases where from start to finish, from filing to judgment, it took 4 months. From filing to judgment. Now, these cases that we are talking about, doing cases from day to day, all day, and the fact that we are doing case management such that we will do the cases with a case completion plan and so on, I have been applying it since 2020. So it is not new. Unfortunately, I will not at all deny that there are some people who do not go by the strict practice directions that the Chief Justices gave. Unfortunately, because of some happenstances previously, people can talk about judicial corruption, but then that same happenstance indicated that there were judges who were not corrupt. They indicated it. There were people who were not corrupt. Who gives these judges the money? Where do they do it? I wonder. How do they get the gumption, as my grandmother used to say, to go to a judge and dare to offer them anything? How do they do it? But then when they go, they turn around and I don't know. But personally, I think, yes, our judiciary can be better. We can do things a lot better. But now that we are doing better, I don't expect people to say, oh, it's going to fail. I expect them to give us the benefit of the doubt and observe what we are doing. I am all for expanding the jury list and introducing other things for law reform. My personal view of law reform should be dealing with technology routinely. For me, I think we should, for instance, deal with electronic evidence routinely, because policing and law enforcement has become technological. So everything should be electronically dealt with and possible. We don't have to ask the Chief Justice for a warrant if a witness lives abroad or is in some other country and wants to testify via video link. I think issues like taking evidence on commission and preservation of evidence should now be such that you record it electronically for the person for it to be played. You know, I think we should introduce more technology. We should also, I think, introduce soft copies of things. We should have voice to text so that we can have people, so that we can have the trials going faster.
So, Justice Ifeasewa Saribotwe, Justice of the Court of Appeal, who had the opportunity to sit in the same chair that you two are seated, with Justice Lydia Osei-Marfo, also a Justice of the Court of Appeal, and with Sewa having that engagement here, all part of the reforms that took place in 2025 were researched. So now cases, indictable cases that need the services of the jury or jurors, you realize that when a jury trial begins, within a short period of time, it is ended because they've been able to get enough prospective jurors in the system. So one case, you don't have one person involved in so many of them, multiple of them. So one juror to one case. So once they fix the dates, the cases flow as and when it comes out. So that's one of the things that took place in 2025 that it was worth sharing this morning.
Absolutely.
And the same year, Yeah, the way you are smiling like
No, because I conducted that interview.
You conducted that interview, yeah. So
I remember.
Atai, you know that Atai was in the news in 2025 in so many ways. One, the latest one was when the Chief Justice now was in the Parliament when he was being vetted, and he said something about Atai. But even before that, the mechanic of Atai, yes, 2025, luck smiled on him, went to court after spending nearly almost 20 plus in prison. Then his lawyer, Judge Bernard Shaw, took the matter up, went to the Court of Appeal, and eventually had the conviction and the sentence for robbery reversed. So he was acquitted and discharged. And so, as you can see on your screen, that is Atai's mechanic who was leaving the court the day that he was acquitted and discharged by the Court of Appeal. Yes, and he was in this seat with Kodjo Mensah. Let's hear from the Atai mechanic.
The meeting catch them one say me pa mo cho. Mumpe human rights lawyers nkofo bebre na yem bo mo no mumpie. What I say nkofo wo mu kita cases a. Wanga sa wo shout me say no we execute me pie. Say benefit bebre ti me bo mbehwehwe cases mu. No ma omo yiska na ya be ye do mo ko ni yi o. What ente na me catch me lawyers me pa na cho. Mami yen lawyers ni yem bo na nkofo mpie free o. What I say yes we fambo. Me minim dia mako unti tena me simpese nkofo mfiri omba
Onye
oh nyesa onyesa unse me ba krompo kwan pa la me hu baby amemfa
it's been long.
What I say I don't say be call am so ma say me hu baby po amemfa. What I say masi sa no de ni pa she baby bebre sa na dwen nyina say. What I say na nkofo mogu ewo no se cases in Ketuano. Say Juma be a pamo no monye. A chrome in Ifi. What I see, a guide of no my own restaurant. Near Manico. A chessy Rubaco good baby son. What I need to say, a boy be what I say. Dear Cosso chrome in own. What I say. A Juma be brio. They pack him my be said Mokola if you got a chokum. Now you go near. And to be a who's a Juma way, no next time I'm going to say, and I'm a boy. Say, yes, so could we did the Sabe, Scanwa Saba, Debbie. Yeah, man, would you mind to go and Rubono, Jinam, cameras, so now, Pra, no, you got him. Next time I'm going to say, when you so go as I do my back way, no. Now, me won't say, me papa, you got him. A hope papa, next you got him. Eh, you went to go as I didn't be.
So, that is the Atai mechanic over there when he sat in the same chair with Kodjo Mensah in that interview.
I remember that interview fondly.
Yes.
Because I remember trying to get to find out from him how life in prison was. Listen, the guy wants to forget everything that happened in prison.
As quickly as possible.
He doesn't want to relive the
Those
prison
memories.
experience. And he just wants to focus on putting back his life together. I remember he said all he wants is to get his shop. Because he said he was very good at what he was doing in terms of fixing cars and motorbikes and all of that. And so he just wants to get his shop up and running. This is a business that has been collapsed for over 2 decades. Simply because you were falsely and wrongfully put in prison.
It is one thing.
At the wrong place at the wrong time.
Working for the wrong clients.
You know?
You see, and it is always very hard when you have to be a victim of circumstance.
Charlie.
You've had the opportunity to visit the prisons. The last one that I did was in Sanwam sometime last 2 weeks when we went to Sanwam. And you could see the atmosphere, the environment that, look, this is a place that if you have the opportunity to move out, you wouldn't want to even remember anything. So sometimes it surprised me that people will come out and still manage to do something else and then they go back. Maybe because of the stigmatizations and all of that.
You know, reintegration system.
It's very, very poor.
Exactly.
Very, very poor.
So people would rather be in there.
Yeah.
And once they come out, societal acceptance.
They don't feel loved, so they have to then get something that will take them back to.
You see, so the problem is that I don't entirely blame society. I blame the system. Because instead of reformation, our system does not reform people.
No. For that one, I agree with you 100%.
People don't go and come back reformed.
But you and I, when we even see the person, the kind of eye we look at the person was, is it not the guy? So the kind of love and approaches that we need to give to them, we don't give it to
because we don't see the reformation. Yeah. We look at the conditions in the prisons and we see that people who maybe go into prison because they stole a tuber of yam sometimes come back, and these are people who have it's like they've gone through a full course on how to be hardened.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge.
You go to in someone prison, and I think that the highest it could take is a little over 1,500, but you have close to almost 4,000. Where would they? It is the only institution that every day there's a space for admission. Various institutions will tell you there's no place for admission. But the prisons, every day there's a place for admission. Meanwhile, so it is the same size.
Meanwhile, in other jurisdictions, they don't have enough prisoners.
Exactly.
We can remit some of our prisoners there. So that is one of the cases that took place in 2025. Then I dovetailed into Major Mohammmed, William Ban, the assemblyman for Dentra Obuasi, now New Obuasi, right? He also had luck shine on him because he was sentenced to life imprisonment after being found guilty for abetment, the life of Major Mohammmed, the military officer. And then fast forward, Judge Bernard Shaw, his lawyer, took the matter up to the Court of Appeal. And then the Court of Appeal has found as a fact that evidence led by prosecution witnesses, so the case of the prosecution was not enough to sustain a conviction and subsequent sentence. So that case, he had a 3-member panel of the Court of Appeal acquitted and discharged him. And the last one that I want to leave with you is Gregory Afoko. 2025. It's also one person, the death of Adams Mahama, the late Upper East Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party. It's been a long journey for Gregory Afoko, almost 10 years on remand. Then, in the course of the year, sometime in February, Justice Marie Louise Simmons granted him bail and then executed the bail conditions and all of that. And later part of the year, this is just few months to the end of the year, the court has discharged him because the prosecution is not forthcoming. And so Gregory Afoko in 2025 is a free man. So these are some of the things that we want to share with you. Tomorrow when you come, like you guys have mentioned, 7th January, we'll begin to take you through the cases, some of the major cases that this administration has initiated in court.
Okay. But a lot of luck shown on Bernard Shaw.
Yeah. He's a lucky man. In fact, if you know him and you followed him, you realize that he is a lawyer that he's a lawyer that you can define as a human rights lawyer because he's concerned about cases like that. And it's not the only case that he did. Remember? Absolutely. Apart from this one that he did, I think it was one that he did in relation to this Major Mohammmed.
The same Major Mohammed. He brought 2 guests to my studio.
Yes.
At
and
Star.
3 of his clients worked, including 2 who didn't even open their defense. They said, look, I have nothing to say. Look at the evidence adduced by prosecution and judge me based on that. And they walked free.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't need to prove anything.
He seems to know his onions.
Absolutely.
And that's a good one.
And his tomatoes.
Okay, have a great day.
Good day to you too. That's Mutala Inisa with court today. We now head to Inside Out. All right, you're welcome back. It's now time for Inside Out, and today we're looking at a very critical issue that affects us as journalists, the issue of attack on journalists, assault on us. It's one that we've talked about too many times, every now and then. Even for us at EIB, we've seen our staff having suffered assault. Even Mutala himself, having left here a short while ago, was assaulted in court. Banahini during the Ablekuma North rerun, he was assaulted. We've seen a number of our staff assaulted, and every now and then it goes to the police. It feels as though it's being swept under the carpet. Well, we've had very vociferous GJ executives who've spoken against it. Today there's actually a press conference, and the president of the GJ will speak to this. But after that, then what next? We still suffer attacks. Journalists, it feels as though in line of duty, we're always the subject for attack. People feel peeved, but we're only doing our jobs. We're not there to attack anybody. We're only there. The microphone is not a sword, unfortunately. But every now and then, journalists come under attack. So this happened during the fire incident in Kaswa. The Ghana National Fire Service, personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service assaulted a journalist with a class media group, and allegedly some monies were missing during that particular assault or altercation. Quite a very sad one. I mean, 2025, we're not spared from attacks, and it appears we have begun another year with assault on journalists. Our producer and head of political and current affairs here at EIB has joined us. Ibi, good morning. You know, every day, for you as a journalist, every day when you're going out, how do you feel? Knowing that your safety cannot be assured by the people who swore an oath to protect us.
People trained to know how to intelligently attend to issues. So this morning, I woke up and I said, okay, so civilians and journalists, may I put us in the same brackets because we have some ordinary citizens who equally pick up their phones and then decide to record one thing or the other. In fact, some of them actually do that and send them to us in the conventional media landscape, right? So first the military came for us, brutalized us, and Ashaman resident will bear testimony to this. Wa resident will bear testimony to this. And what have you? Military brutalities. And we felt we could find refuge in the police. Oh, that was worse. Because we interface with them more often, they beat us. In fact, they fracture our skulls and what have you, right? And leave us with permanent damages, right? Immigration officers, not different, right? And now firemen.
The people that in the case of emergency we run to, now we have to run from.
The people that we mostly advocate for. In fact, the least resource in the setup is fire service.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because they interface with the citizens at their lowest level, of course, your car is burning, or your house is on fire, that's when the fire service show up. So most often, it's not a very pleasant encounter. And we've kept advocating that resource them. They say, because the stories that people sometimes made up, that they came without water and what have you, that's illogical. So they've kept explaining to us that there's no way that you call the fire service and they show up with a fire tender without water. And that they have machines for different purposes, right? There's one that is just used for pumping the water. That one doesn't have to carry water, right? There's the one that is just a tanker. It comes and then it carries the water. So we are at pains with you trying to explain to citizens, not to attack you. And indeed, we are aware that whenever there's fire outbreak, some thieves take advantage. We know that. And Edum, the same thing happened. We know that. When there was an encounter between a government appointee and the fire personnel in Kumasi, many citizens took to the side of the fire service. That's how come the PRO was never fired, right? And now you say that people of Kaswa, vagabonds, they were trying to loot, what do? You apprehend them. That's how come in certain instances, it's not just the firemen who are there. The police are equally at hand.
So call for reinforcement.
So why will you want to assault somebody? Let's assume that the person was even caught in the act. But because you know what you are doing, it's not the right thing. You are preventing everybody from filming. If you knew what you were doing was right, because these guys were allegedly thieves who were trying to loot, why did you prevent somebody from filming? And because of that, you assaulted journalist. And initially, the initial reaction is no journalist was assaulted. And then, and I'm sure it was when they saw Felix's post on social media.
Then they had to quickly amend their statements.
I think we deserve an apology from the Ghana Fire Service. One, all of us. Because have you looked at the video?
Yeah.
See, the gentleman's skull could have been fractured. When we talk about helmet for the fire personnel or safety helmet, you know what goes into manufacturing of a safety helmet? It has a metallic component.
To withstand.
Yes, when you drop a brick or a block on it, it's supposed to be able to withstand it. So having to be hit by that is like somebody using block to hit you. And that is it. You want us to sweep this under the carpet. No.
Well, they argue that the videos we see are not the videos that depict the assault of the journalist.
Yes, we agree. No, we are not saying this is not a journalist.
What we're seeing on our screen is, but you see,
how is
this
man's blood different from that of the journalist?
And talk about the fact that, well, these are criminals allegedly trying to take advantage of the situation. And you know, when you listen to the audio, there was one who was approaching the people, and the one in the camel was like, yeah, officers, so yeah, officers. Like, your officers, so what? Officers to kill fire, not to kill human beings.
Exactly.
Not to be subjecting one person. You have what? 4 or 5 ably built men.
Yeah.
Using helmets.
Beating you as though you are their child.
If the person actually did what he's accused of, hand him over to the police service. Restrain the person, hand the person over, let the police deal with the person. But to physically assault someone like this and say, Charlie, tensions were high, and come on. There is no logical explanation for this.
This video we are all looking at. Where is the blaze?
That guy was so helpless.
No, where is the blaze? If there was a blaze and the tension was because of the blaze, instead of beating up these civilians, how about you go and fight the fire?
That show of force. See, needless show of...
Yeah.
You see?
And you see, I think our security personnel must be educated and enlightened to know that it doesn't matter where you are and what you are doing.
Yeah.
For as long as you decide to take the law into your own hands, there will be somebody recording you. True. Just know this and know peace. People will record.
Yeah.
It might not even be a journalist. Oh, we didn't see somebody's phone there. People will record you. So you better behave and go by the books. Yes, like I said, you are the least resource. In fact, your working conditions are terrible. We know that. I don't remember the last time you were on this platform. We spoke to them. Yes, more than 10 years ago, the last time they were retooled.
Yeah.
And then there's a promise that... Exactly. So there's a promise that you will be retooled. We sit here, we advocate for you. There are videos of your firemen going to fight blaze in a taxi with
sachet water.
Exactly. We spoke about...
I remember a report on the fire tender in Parliament.
Yes. And in no time, there was a fire outbreak in Parliament as well, right? They marshaled about 10 fire tenders. The Parliament one was equally part. And many others, even we are told that the fire tender from the presidency was sent to Kaswa. Kudos. Because people's livelihood were being burnt away. But all the good works that the men did, you've undone that with this kind of behavior.
The indiscretion.
That's the point. So let's just know. Yes, you are security people. And that was what they were trying to put across. We are trained security officers. Yes, you are officers, no problem. But you see, it's your officerness only when you show power. You show force, brute force. No. So it's good. Better late than never. They've issued a reconciliatory statement. They say a committee will be put together to investigate this. It must be investigated. The officers involved must be punished. to serve as deterrent to others, right? And of course, our citizens too, let's not be too quick to attack firemen. Obviously, they did not cause the fire. They are there to fight the blaze and to save lives. Recently, there was one that happened at GHOne where a vagabond decided to stab a fireman. He's on trial as we speak, right? All these things are condemnable, and we condemn them in no uncertain terms. When there's fire outbreak, the least you can do is to turn your anger on firemen who are there to help.
Exactly.
Why?
They're only there to salvage the situation.
Yes, the least you can do is offer them support.
And you know, the verbal attacks on firemen. Because people think, they are lazing about, they are refusing, but the challenges these personnel go through is enormous.
True.
You know?
True.
So let's be lenient, because if they had the resources, if they were adequately tooled, they would deliver.
They'll be fighting the fire from the skies. Why you don't watch those beautiful videos of fire being fought from the skies?
Guys.
We are not down with the last one yet.
You don't give us. Ground train. You don't get.
You see, that's why you're trained in such a way. Lily, I remember there was a time I had to come and do a show. On my way here, I was called that my mother had basically fainted. And I had to go back home, deal with that situation, come back, and sit on the show and not tell the viewers that, my mother is... No! That is why you are trained. That even when people come at you in such situations, there is a way to handle it. Not to also venture spleen on them simply because, Charlie, the way they came at me was terrible. Please, you are a trained officer. And remember, the one you are beating, his taxes are what we collect and use to pay you. Please. So that cannot be that one there will never be an excuse. Me, I love fire personnel. Most of them are my friends. But then that would never be an excuse. You are trained like a policeman. You are trained that regardless of how citizens come at you, there's a way to do crowd control. In America, in Europe, when they are having demonstrations, people look at police officers, literally want to spit in their faces, but they're just standing there because that's how they're trained to handle the people. That is what shows that you are an officer. What shows you're an officer is not you moving your helmet, hitting somebody, say, "Yeah, me officer." You're officer, so what?
And Lily mentioned SkyTrain. Talking about SkyTrain yesterday, and I'm sure even this morning, Ghanaian Times has reported where many people were stranded again on their way back home from work. So it looks like the commuters resumed work yesterday. The drivers did not.
The drivers are still on.
Yes. And then I'm told that some of them work during the Christmas, so they've decided to go on break the New Year.
Yes.
And it's creating chaos in town. Many people walked from wherever they were to their homes. I wonder how they will be able to wake up this morning.
Imagine, like we're talking about, if we had effective rail system.
Oh yes.
Where workers just get up, enter a train, relax, and then. Charlie, this train thing,
it's sad,
any politician who takes initiative and champions this to realization, my children and their children will keep voting for your party.
In fact, you will mount a political campaign.
See, I will wear your party T-shirt. Yes. That one I will come out my face and say, listen, I'm for this party. Because I believe that it's a huge solution to most of the challenges we are encountering.
I admire what you're going to do. However, must it get to that point where I will promise to vote for you, do this for you, because you're giving me what is due me?
A basic amenity. But I agree with, I see this, the point.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a brilliant thing. But as a country, people, after how many years of independence, must it get to that?
Good question.
Because they will not use the trezo. So they can't be bothered.
It's so sad.
They can never be bothered. So if we get that's what I'm saying. A politician will say, regardless of what I would lose. And that's what like I said earlier, I was happy when the Akufo-Addo administration decided to give a whole ministry. At the point in time, Amewu was sticking there. Only for the thing to...
Yes. And you see, we don't even have an effective public transport system. Aside the real.
It's shameful.
See, I was in Cote d'Ivoire years back when they were even fighting. There was one thing that was not fighting, and that was their public transportation system. Right? Timely and properly structured. Right? I think the transport minister must once again deploy the STC buses. You know, he did that. There was an intervention just before the December Yuletide. So we should have that because the cars are not on the roads.
Yeah. Okay. In as much as it's okay for those who are driving, it's not a good thing for those who are driving. Because they go here very nicely.
It was a torrid experience for many people yesterday. And you heard camera people saying, yes. Yesterday they went through it. They felt it. Right.
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, it will not be the last to talk about this issue. We'll continuously talk about it. And at least Ghana Journalists Association should also be up and doing. We should find innovative ways of protecting journalists and not organizing dinners.
We are sharing food.
And sharing food.
Yeah.
We are sharing food and journalists are hungry. Let's be blunt. Please.
But the GJ does
president you are sharing food. Journalists are hungry.
So come and take some.
Oh, but you didn't share to journalists. Yes. You didn't think about the welfare of journalists during Bonya.
Oh, it's okay.
Let's take a break. We'll back
Being respectful and polite is good, but is it enough? Our world could be a better place.
You're all come back. This is still GH today here on GHOne TV. The man from Who has joined us, GHOne said.
Yeah.
The man who's always outside.
Yeah.
Going idea, you're outside, right?
Yeah, we're outside. Hey, now, that's
the Gava to me.
Yeah, La Mensah, Agbedidi, Ekaneva, La Mensah.
None of your channel, Vanao.
Okay, that's for that one.
You see?
Lily, it's a happy new year. Yeah. And then, I mean, we're going to do big things this year.
We're going to...
he's already speaking it.
Yeah. This year, we're going to be outside. If you know, you know.
Okay.
The Black Stars of Ghana. Yeah, that's what's up.
And there are prophecies that Charlie will do final. Hey. You get to the final airports. You understand?
I beg
you see, you know what? On the flip side, when that prophecy came, someone said in one of the groups that Otuado, so it was like, this prophecy cannot be true. how can you put that pressure on the coach? He's the coach. And you are seeing, because the coach has his target. And you are telling us that you get to the finals. But the man has come out to say that he's talking about the World Cup. Says that Ghana will do well at the 2026 World Cup. And so he's not talking about the final or the grand final or finale.
So we'll do well.
Yes. So maybe we might get to quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals or even semi-finals.
Or maybe we'll just exit the group stage.
No, that one's not doing well. That one is not doing well.
But at least he's showing up. He's doing well.
He says extremely. So the Black Stars of Ghana will do extremely well at the 2026
And our best is quarterfinals, right?
Yes. So we might go beyond that.
Semi-finals. Yeah.
Better rates get the semi-finals and then maybe lose at the semi-finals and then even win third place. Yes,
it's
and
possible.
that will be it's possible.
It's possible.
But they're more hope. Black Stars remove.
No, really. Let's bring back the law.
Yes.
Because Charlie, we have to
it's the World Cup yet. A lot of things happen.
Anyway,
yeah. We actually want to start off from the AFCON and start off from Nigeria. They are saying that Ghana, we are not at the World Cup. It's fine, don't worry. Yesterday, they had a very, very great performance. They actually won 4-0. And let's get to see highlights of that game against Mozambique. Nigeria dispatching Mozambique by 4-0. Goals coming in from Victor Osimhen. And then, of course, Ademola Lookman. Osimhen, has actually raised some eyebrows and a lot of talking points because after scoring 2 goals, Osimhen was still hungry for more and even lashed out at Ademola Lookman for not passing to him for him to get some goals in that game. So a lot of people have been talking about that. But then Nigeria, they've advanced to the next stage of the competition. And there's a round of 16. They move to the quarterfinals. They'll be waiting for the winner of the game between Congo and then Algeria in there. So there you see the goal from Ademola Lookman. Let's head to the Pharaohs because Mo Salah had the final say when they beat Benin by 3-1. The Egyptians got the first goal, and then of course the Beninois got the equalizer. It went to extra time, but then Egypt proved too strong for Benin, and they had to win that one 3-1 there. So they've also moved to the next stage of the competition. Let's get to see the full results from yesterday. Egypt 3, Benin 1, Nigeria 4, Mozambique 0. Today, Algeria will take on DR Congo at 4 p.m. There's La Côte d'Ivoire up against Burkina Faso at 7 p.m. in there. Now, let's head to Manchester United because Darren Fletcher, we know that he has been confirmed as the man to take charge of Manchester United after United sacked Ruben Amorim, head coach of the side yesterday. So Darren Fletcher, the man in your shots, former Manchester United player, is going to lead the team when they face Burnley and maybe subsequently lead the team until an interim manager is selected, or he might even lead the team to the end of the season. And on a sad note, we talked about the World Cup. We don't end on that sad note because our man, Mohammmed Salisu, we understand that the man is going to be out injured for the Black Stars of Ghana 6 months, and it means that Mohammед Salisu would not get to the World Cup. And I mean, a lot of talking points for this. But then Mohammed Salisu is one player that we really need at the World Cup, and he's going to be missing in action after he ruptured his ACL for his side, Monaco, in there. And then on that sad note, that's how we end the sports chat this morning. Do join us for the game at exactly 1 p.m. with GHOne, Ichabod, and Monica Bukari. My name is Jones, and of course, we're outside.
It's outside.
Okay, you can go outside now.
Yeah, I want to.
Thank you very much, GHOne. So with our sports update, I know that a number of you Ghanaians are looking forward to going to the United States and Canada and Mexico.
Canada. No, Mexico. We are not playing any of our games at Mexico. What are we going to do at Mexico?
We can't support Black Stars in Mexico.
No.
You will.
No. There'll be a Chihuahua there.
It's a prophecy.
No, but per the group games, we are playing all our games at Canada and
but
America.
Trump will decide. Don't worry.
What?
Trump. He will decide for you.
Trump, you have to be very careful.
Anyway, so that's it. We take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the breakfast review. But let's look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning.
So let's start with the Daily Guide newspaper this morning. Top clergy endorsed Ken in Japan, and it has that picture from the praise for Ken.
Ken praise.
Ken praise 2026. Yeah. And $214 million gold purchase loss. Goldberg fights back. There's also Brian takes over. Wale Wale receives rousing welcome. That's what a welcome, dear. People will receive. Yeah, but then, like Sir John said,
fear them.
Frank Edu is Zen Petroleum new board chair. There's also, Reverend Steve Yenusom Wengam calls for patriotic citizens. And I think I agree to this call. Assemblies of God Ghana, General Superintendent is calling for us to be patriotic. Lily, be very patriotic this year.
I have
be
always
a
been.
patriotic citizen.
That's why I say this year.
And pay your taxes.
Yeah, I'll pay my taxes.
So that's the daily guide. That's the daily guide for you this morning.
The Dispatch says Veep Opoku-Agyeman is capable of being Ghana's next president. That's according to Education Minister Haruna Idrisu. KGL Group made global and national impact in 2025. President Mohammed's leadership has rebuilt trust. That's according to Dr. Callistus Mahama. NDC is committed to a 2-term limit. NDC's Johnson Asidun Ketia.
Interesting. The Ghanaian Times this morning, passengers stranded in Accra, no buses to convey travelers as work, school resume. Yeah, we talked about that a few minutes ago. Otumfuo pays historic visit to IGP today.
That's a nice one.
Oh, okay. Then there's also ensuring examination credibility. Strict invigilation won't be compromised, this is according to President John Dramani Mahama. Yesterday he was at the NAT conference as well. He made quite some statements regarding the safety of teachers as well, and also talked about the fact that, we will not compromise on strict invigilation. So those the Kede Senior High School students who beat their teachers because the invitation was strict, it's going to be stricter going forward. Yeah. So that's the Ghanaian Times this morning.
The business analyst says gold board driving economic stability after forcing applauds Sami Jenfi. Otumfuo pays historic visit to IGP today. MIF to consolidate last year's gains in 2026. Education Ministry rejects 25% fee hike at the University of Ghana. Please, ECG pledge urgent action on meter theft in Mahia.
Well, the Daily Searchlight this morning is reporting Otumfuo pays historic visit to the IGP today. All power is from God, Kennedy Japan says, as clergy endorse him. Okay, Kennedy for president. Honorable GHOne Mensah, MP for Wasa East, celebrates Christmas with over 1,500 branch and constituency executives. Unpaid teachers warn of legal action if arrears remain unresolved. And Kodjo Fosu hints of links between Ofuriata's family and Kissie Jeben. That's captured on the Daily Satellite.
The Daily Graphic. Finance Minister unveils 2026 strategy. VAT overhaul drives economic reset. President receives rave reviews on first year anniversary. 77th annual New Year school opens today. Actually opened yesterday. People started registering. Today, the various discussions will commence. Reverend Wengam urges citizens to be patriotic and incorruptible.
Absolutely.
That's very, very poignant.
Yes, yes.
That should do for the papers this morning. You can grab copies on the various newsstands. Alternatively, you can log on online and read them online. We also have a host of stories on StarFM for you. My name is Mohammmed.
And I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Go nowhere. We'll be right back. staying on with us. This is the breakfast review segment of GH Today here on GH1 television, where we get to have conversations with our key actors on the issues raging in the country. And today my guests are already seated. Donko Fuseini is Deputy Director General of Finance and Administration at the National Service Authority, and he's here with the former CEO of the NAIP, Kofi Ofosun-Kansah. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Joshua.
And a happy new year to you.
Many happy returns.
Many happy returns.
For you, this is the first time I get to interact with you.
That's true.
On the
That's
show
true.
as well.
That's true.
But I hope all is going well.
So far, so good. A little bit tired, but what can you do? We had to work throughout the holiday season. So,
right.
But
You've
so
been
far,
busy
so
at the authority.
Yeah, when you are dealing with graduate students, unfortunately.
Hopefully, no ghosts.
Oh, no, this time around, no ghosts.
Oh, okay.
You can only find out whether there are ghosts or not after a transition.
Right.
But let's hope there are no ghosts, whether before or after.
No. If you look at the numbers now, at least it should tell you a lot is going on.
How many numbers are you doing now?
For now, I can say what we have deployed so far. The number we have deployed so far is around 91,000.
91,000.
Okay. But I think
out of the 91,000, what is going on government payroll as at now is around 51,000.
Oh, the private sector do as well.
Private sector has
Yes.
around 40,000.
Yes.
And they share the bill with you in terms of the allowances with government. Or
They take care of
take
the
the
yes.
full
Yes.
Right. Oh, I see.
Yeah, and even pay service charges.
Oh, I see. So
So-
government even makes some.
Yeah, so those government institutions that are bluffing us very soon, they will not even get.
You just have to offload the private sector.
No, because it makes better economic sense when most of our students are taken to the private sector because they get more attention, more training, and they're even paid better.
And they are more useful.
Yes, they are even paid better than the government sector.
Oh, what's the difference?
Yeah, so at the private sector, you are not supposed to pay them what government pays them.
Okay.
So if government is giving them 715, you are supposed to give them at least more than what government is giving them.
Should be a top-up.
So the list at the government, at the private sector should be even 800 and above.
Right.
It shouldn't be what government is giving. And you are supposed to also feed them lunch.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Even some private entities give them accommodation.
Accommodation as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But what goes into deciding how many of them go to private sector?
No, so normally the private companies or institutions make requests themselves.
Okay.
And then some government agencies are also non-subvented.
Okay.
So agencies, big corporations like MPA, GMPC, TOR, BOST,
They pay their own
Senate.
personnel.
Yes, they also pay their own personnel.
Okay.
And those people don't go on government payroll.
No, they don't go.
But
on
it's
government
also government payroll because they are government agencies. But
No,
not
they pay
on
from their
NSS,
IGF.
but not
Yeah.
on NSS payroll.
No, not on.
Well, if GMPC and MP are still government.
Yeah, but normally
They are
they are
subvented.
supposed to pay them out of their because they are income generating agencies.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's the only trick. And
right.
so some of them very soon.
They don't get it. They're interested. Bagovi, I mean, a year. Tomorrow marks exactly a year when President Mohammmed was sworn into office as president.
Yeah.
A year under John Mohammed's administration. How has it been for you?
Usually the first years tend to become the honeymoon period for each government. You have goodwill, and whatever the opposition says doesn't even penetrate because the people are reasonable and they want to give the government time for the government to implement, to settle and implement their major programs and policies. But I think if you do a pro-rating of all the manifesto promises that the NDC government made, the micro side, they've done well, the microeconomic indicators. And this is not the first time we are having such beautiful figures, in the first year of a government. If you look at the fourth Republican era, the transition from the Jerry Rawlings era to President Kufuor era, in 2000, the figures were very high. Inflation, interest rates, all the macros were very high. But when we entered 2001, some goodwill and some aura, came, into the country, and we got debt forgiveness, the HEPIC initiative and all that, and the figures took a downward, trajectory. From Kodjo to even Mohammmed, we had a global financial crunch 2007-2008. So we had a little turbulence, not as serious as the COVID era, but we had some serious issues globally, and we achieved some stability post 2018-2009, right? From transition from Mohammmed to Akufo-Addo, it was same. If you look at the inflationary rate, the macroeconomic indicators like interest rate and all that, they were really high in 2016. There were a lot of complaints about the economy in 2016. And we achieved better figures in 2017, 2018 when the Akufo-Addo government took off. And we are experiencing same this time. We admitted we had issues post-COVID. The economy was in crisis. It wasn't only Ghana, it was a global issue. And again, we are having very positive macroeconomic indicators, right from inflation to exchange rates, the depreciation of the city and all that. So that has become the pattern, anytime there's a change of government. So I'll give that to the government. But aside that, I think there was this inertia to spend in 2025. I don't know whether that is what has completely resulted in the good figures that we are seeing, or it is some magic that the Mohammmed government is doing. So we live to see whether they can sustain, those macroeconomic indicators in 2026 when they do the spending. Because if you look at infrastructure, for instance, they budgeted about 13.8 billion cedis for big push. Very little of that amount was spent. The only contractor that I know was paid, earlier was Maripoma, the contractor on the Fanko and Sawam road. Many others were not paid. Later on, we heard in December, around Christmas, that some contractors were paid from the road minister. I have not confirmed the figures and how much were paid. If you look at their major job creation interventions, GHOne Ketenkete, GHOne apprenticeship program, 1 million codes. If you look at the target they set for themselves for the 4-year period and what they achieved, 1 out of the 4 years, it is unsatisfactory. Because if you say, for instance, that you are going to train 1 million coders in a 4-year period, you expect that if you do the prorating, you have a target of 250,000 per year. So even if you are not able to do that and you do some 50,000 or 100,000, you will say that you've started well. But we didn't see that happening. And it's across. It was late 2025, just when the president was about to, or the finance minister was about to present the budget, that they rushed to Kumasi to launch in GHOne Ketenkete. I don't know how many day-old checks have been distributed nationwide to the young people of Ghana. That's why I'm saying that there was this inertia to spend in the very first year. And it cut across all the sectors. The MDAs were complaining, the ministries were complaining. They have beautiful plans, from their manifesto to the 2 budgets that have been read, the major one for 2025 and even the media review. All the plans were there. But when it comes to the actual spending, based on the appropriation that was done in Parliament, most of the spending didn't happen. So let's see what happens this year, whether across, even when you look at recruitment in the public sector. The Minister of Education, for instance, made a promise that they were going to recruit 50,000 education workers. I think 40,000 teachers and 10,000 non-teaching staff also. It didn't happen. The Minister of Communication spoke about 600 chip compounds. These were major headlines in the year, but none of them happened. So both infrastructure, the hard and then the soft, whether it is the job creation interventions or the recruitment in the public sector, there was no clearance. Like every clearance that has been operationalized is an expired clearance, which came from the to 2024 financial year, which they have reactivated. And those budget monies were budgeted for in the Akufo-Addo last budget for 2024. Just that when they expire during the transition, you should make provisions to extend the expiration of the, how do we call it? What's the name for the clearance, expiration of the clearance. So they didn't do much, in terms of spending, So we'll give it to them. They've done well with the macro indicators, fine. But no jobs were created. And if you remember, the major policy promise that the NDC in opposition then gave was a 24-hour economy.
24-hour economy, yes.
Even that has not taken off, because it's a complex program. They want to give incentives to the private sector so that they can go beyond 8 hours to do production. They want to reduce electricity rates. They want to give them exemptions. And it has some semblance with our interventions for the 1D, 1F. If you look at the broad Ghana Beyond Aid agenda and the programs that we had in it, like 1D, 1F and the other industrialization programs that we had, the automotive policies, which the NDC has cancelled, it has some similarities with their 24-hour economy.
Right, but they said they used the first year to do preparatory work so that it will take off better.
Fine, but I think they knew exactly what they wanted to do. So I was expecting a takeoff at least mid-year. When we said we were going to implement free SHS, we did the actuarials, we did the accounting, and we knew that it was going to cost us X amount, and that we were going to get the amount from the petroleum funds and other sources. And that is why the very first year we were able to implement our major policy intervention. So I think if the Gusitano team had done their homework well in opposition by doing consultation with the industrialists, the private sector, by finding out their needs, doing needs assessment, the various sectors that they want to. They have a long list of areas that they want to stimulate through the 24-hour economy, from agro processing, local industries, automobile, mining, various, I think about a list of about 15 sectors or so that they want to stimulate with the 24-hour economy. If they had done the needed consultation and the preparatory works and known that it will cost us X amount, and this amount is going to be taken from this source, just as they did enough preparatory work for Gold Board, by which reason they were able to pass the act in the first 3 months of the Mohammmed II administration. I think they could have done the same, because I have never seen an act being passed with such alacrity before. Because the plan and intention was, I think, right from 2020 or so, it was in their manifesto, that they want to monopolize the small-scale, purchasing goods sector. So they knew what, and I think they had written the act even in opposition. Unfortunately, they had the numbers too. So they just took it through Parliament and they were able to set up good. But of course, the foundation was also there, which is the Precious Minerals Marketing Corporation, the PMMC. The foundation was also there. So in terms of the infrastructure, office buildings, branches in regions, and all those, setups were there. So I'm sure that also helped. But same way, we also had some setup for our industrialization program. We had a desk at the Ministry of Trade for 1D, 1F, and that could have also been the starting point for the 24-hour economy. Because I don't know, it's the same incentives that we were giving the private sector that they want to give them under the 24-hour economy. So I think they didn't prepare enough for the implementation of the 24-hour economy whilst in opposition. So let's see what they can do this year.
Right. Yeah. So, Dongo, he seems to believe that, yes, if indeed you wanted to operationalize certain things, you would have done them. But of course, you're enjoying the honeymoon period.
Yeah.
Ghanaians have cut you a lot of slack and are just watching the government to, settle in and all. But is that really the case?
Yeah, Joshua, thank you, and thank you for having me, and good morning to your cherished viewers. I think, yes, I can understand my brother at least if he doesn't go the way he went, by the time he finishes, the foot soldiers will be waiting for him. So he dares not praise the government, even if it's obvious. But Joshua, you've been in the country for some time now. This is the first time a new government has gone through 12-month cycle without a scandal. Number one. Number two, if they keep saying, though, the government is not spending, I don't know where exactly they wanted us to spend. Maybe on cathedral and some other things that they wanted us to start spending again. I don't know.
I give you examples.
But, please. But as I speak to you now, have you used the Instagram of Angkor Road recently?
Yes.
Why is the contractor working? Because when we came, the contractor said he was owed several months of money. He raised certificates, not a dime has been paid to him. This government in 1 year has paid that contractor $77 million. That is why the contractor is speeding up like that. Road contractors that were owed about 5 billion Ghana cedis has been paid to them. If that is not expenditure, I don't know. Go to Ghana Web, you see Ghana road contractors praising government for the first time. Do you get it?
Right.
I was a DCE at Central Front Plains. In my 4 years as DCE, if you accumulate all the common funds that I got, it will not even get up to 4 million Ghana cedis. As I speak to you now, district assemblies have received not less than 9 million Ghana cedis as common fund. Yes, I understand him when he said, oh, we cannot see the chips. Chips compounds don't just happen overnight. You start. It takes some time. So he should wait. This year, he will start seeing them. All the chips compounds that have been started, most of them will be completed this year. Because it was mandatory in all the common fund allocations that, one, you have to build at least 2 chips compounds. You have to eliminate at least 2-3 schools under trees. You have to do boreholes. You have to do markets. All those things were part of the conditions of the common fund allocations.
Right.
So every district assembly is mandated to actually build a chips compound, build schools. That is why a lot of things are happening at the grassroots, but they don't seem to see it yet. And you know John Mohammmed will not come and tout chips compound. No, he will never even make noise about it. Because those are things that DCEs and the rest will be commissioning, not president. They were commissioning KVIPs and the rest. John Mohammmed doesn't have time for that. So a lot is going on.
Right.
And then the debt they left us, the debt restructuring program. Just recently, how much did the finance minister say he has paid? We have paid most of the Euro bonds that we were even owing. $750 million was paid quite recently. Previously, all the domestic bonds, coupons that were matured were all paid. So, I don't know which area they really want us to spend that we are not spending. Whether it's the e-levy cakes they want us to be spending on, I don't know. But sincerely, the government is spending in the productive sector.
Okay.
And once you start paying contractors, once you start paying domestic bondholders, once you start paying them, the money stays internal. Because the moment you pay the contractor, he goes to pay the cement owner, he goes to pay the iron rod guy, he begins to pay the iron rod fabricator, the masons, and all those guys, the foremen, everybody is paid. So the money begins to flow in the system. As I speak to you now, I can speak about my area.
Okay.
Before we took over, National Service, aside the postings, we do a lot of agro business as well.
Yeah.
He was part of the people who assisted us acquire the 20,000 acre of land at Kumawu. Ask him, what did his brother Osasibe do? Oh, we are coming to farm the whole place. They started with 400 acres of maize. Out of that 400 acres of maize they cultivated, we got 250 bags. That was what we got. Good. We came in, decided to push it up. We did about 800 acres.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a bit tough, but then as I speak to you now, we've done about 2,900 bags already. just at Kumawu alone. Jura, we did about $800. Damongo, $800. Voter region, about $600. Like, if I accumulate all the bags of maize we've done last year alone, it's around $5,000. That is on the maize alone. We've not finished with the rice yet.
Right.
And they left us 2,500 layers of beds at Papao Farms. We have a farm at Papao area. As I speak to you now, we've expanded it to 100,000 capacity beds for broilers and 20,000 for layers. As I speak to you currently, we've sold 80,000 broilers. We are currently having 20,000 there. Broilers there. And then 20,000 layers are also on site now, laying. They left us about 8 pigs. Now we are in the region of about 72 pigs. So that is even just, how do we call it? National service alone. Go to Tor. Tor was totally collapsed. They were going to sell Tor for $22 million.
That is inaccurate.
Okay, what was Tor doing?
It was a partnership.
Okay, I hear. But was he operating?
The investors was
It was not an outright sale of Tor.
No, if you give me time, I can.
No, I can't give you time because it's not time.
Because you're asking me a question. You're my brother, you're asking me a question.
Tor was not operating. Tor was almost dying. It was already dead. Non-functional. There was no flair in all the 8 years of the NPP administration at all. They were just going to
resuscitation.
Put their finished product there, store it there, go and pick it and go and sell. Within 1 year, the fire is up at Tor. Now Tor can buy buses for their staff, brand new buses from their own income. They've made a profit of about $21 million. Something that we're going to sell for $22 million.
It's inaccurate. My brother is not.
Well,
don't
thank
do
you.
that.
No problem. But I'm quoting figures. We can easily verify.
It's not.
Did you get it?
Right.
And that is just Tor. I don't want to speak about the magic happening at Boss, the magic happening at MPA and the rest.
We made Boss profitable. And the figures are there.
Please.
Yeah.
You see, for me, why are Ghanaians saying, if just last 2024 Xmas, we're buying a bag of rice, 25 kg at about 1,000 something, and today we are buying it about 500 and something. What happened? Why couldn't you do the same? Is it not the purchasing power of the Ghanaian that has gone up? Because if prices of goods can reduce, and I heard them say, it's nothing. You had a bumper harvest. The rains were nice to you. Why was the rain wicked to you? Why was the weather even wicked to you?
Right.
So, for me, it's been 1 year of selfless leadership, complete humility by our leader, because for the first time, we have a president who is not asking chiefs and kings to stand up before greeting him. So when they are praying, they pray for him properly because he's not commanding them to stand up.
Right.
But on a more serious note, I think it's been a selfless, humble, and dedicated 1 year of service. And you have a president who knows everything that is happening in every sector. Imagine the president calling agency heads. We didn't see that in 8 years. It was like everybody was free to do everything he wants. Please, when people were doing things in their own agencies.
If your ministers are effective, the president should not be calling agency heads.
You're not getting the point. Like,
so the president is interested in knowing.
He's in touch with everything that is happening under him.
Right. But then he raises a fundamental issue about, and we have raised it here ourselves, the flagship, the trump card for the NDC to gain power in 2024, for most people, the 24-hour economy. Why are we not seeing much with that?
You see, that is also another deception. Because if you say 24-hour economy has to take off, if you take off like the free SHS, you have programs like the free SHS.
How so?
Yeah, because this is something that you are going to build to sustain itself. One, you are giving incentives to private sector to get them to enroll onto the scheme. Has the private sector understood the thing well? Have they prepared well? Have they shown you their expansion strategies, everything that... Have you even calculated the kind of incentives that you are going to give them? So if you rush into the program, what will be the output? And government has taken, it has established the secretariat. The secretariat is now taking most of the companies' documents and studying and reviewing and say, okay, listen, this is how you have to expand. This is what you must do. This is how you... Like, even government is now employing more security guys. Why do you think the government is expanding the security sector? Our lives are stable. Government is still now even investing more into the energy sector just to expand it. So the 24-hour economy will not be implemented rashly like the free SHS.
But they say you had time to think up through the program. You had time to prepare.
Yes,
and so we should see you take off
rush.
at least in the first year.
It's one thing rushing and it's one thing doing it well.
Okay.
So if the secretariat has been established, is it not part of the taking off? Does the plane just start and fly into the air? It has to at least taxi for some time, speed up, gain momentum, increase velocity before flying. Do you get it? So we wouldn't be pushed into rushing into implementing something that before you implement and now you start thinking about how to sustain it. No.
Okay.
It's a promise. It's a 4-year mandate promise. If at the end of the 4 years, 24 hours is not happening, and even some agencies have even started implementing it. Go to the ports, go to DVLA, even the passport office has started. So it will take processes and time, but it's going to happen.
Okay.
But it shouldn't be as their expectation, no. Because we know how they do their things, and we are not doing it the way they do it.
Okay. Kofi, it says they're not doing it on your time.
Okay, we hear but I just want to set some records straight on the Tor thing. You know, this is Tor stuff. You know, the Workers' Union on 21st June 2023 saying Tor is not for sale, speaking on behalf of the company. You know, it's just like this ECG thing that they bastardized so much, and now the minister is telling us they are going to bring private investment into it. It's the same thing. It's a matter of semantics. So if we were in the process, we actually secured a $240 million investment for Tor.
Right.
They came and canceled the deal. And what do we hear next? Their own people were telling us $200 million is needed for proper revamp of the Tamaoyo refinery. This is the NTC. What they are doing now is business that was started under the MPP administration. You know, the last management of Tor under the MPP government signed some off-taker agreements with some companies. One is in Burkina Faso. I don't remember the name immediately. And that is what they have scaled up. And we commend them for scaling that up.
Okay.
So now Tor is doing that business that was started in 2024. You know, so you don't come and continue what was started by a previous administration and say that they collapsed Tor and you have done magic in 1 year, in 24 months, in 12 months.
12 months been able to revive.
Yes, if it happens like that, you could have started a 24-hour economy. It's not easy to start operationalizing things like that in less than 12 months. You know, you would have implemented your Codes program, you would have given starter packs for your GHOne program, you would have given hand coops and infrastructure to those who want to do into. But because you just landed on that it takes time for it to take off. So how do you think Tor can do all this in less than 1 year? The sale is not true. It was a partnership, and for whatever reasons, and you know, this NDC administration is fond of trying to cancel everything that the previous administration started. And I don't think it's good. There's a need for continuity. If you come and there's a contract and it's good, acknowledge that this is good, so I'm going to add on to it. But don't try to create the impression everything that happened was bad. So even if community mining was launched by the Kufuor government and the new Minister of Lands just has to continue, he has to rebrand it by calling it something else. You know, when it's the same community mining, the same ingredients. And it is a size that we selected in Takwa and those places as pilot that you are continuing with. You know, governance, they say, is a continuum. So I think where we started something good that they are continuing, just like they are continuing the Ofanko in Sawam Road, which was about 75% complete from their own presidency website. You know, the last State of the Nation address by the president, he stated that the Ofanko in Sawam Road, when they took over, was 75% complete. So if I have done a road to a 75% completion rate and come and do the 25%, who should be giving more credit? It's the one who did the 75%, because 75% is A already. You know, so we don't create the impression that it is a new Mohammed administration which has done the Nsawam of Ankoro. It is a new Mohammed administration which has revived or it was dead. When some preparatory work was done by the previous administration, and you are betting on that.
But for the road, they talk about the fact that, well, the contractor was owed. They're the ones who've paid the contractor to get him back on site to expedite work on that stretch.
Yes, if MPP government was in power in 2025, we would have paid the contractor. So if you had a new government and you don't want to pay the contractor,
him for more than a year.
Who should pay the, there has never been a fiscal year or a financial year that a contractor is not owed in government. When we took over in 2017, Kodjo and Jasmo and all these big contractors were owed. We didn't say because NDC led us that we are not going to pay them.
Okay.
You know, so it is a continuous process. But do acknowledge what you inherit and build on it. Don't try to bastardize or paint everything you inherited, black, just like they've done with the double track. You know, because without double track, we would have had hundreds and thousands of our young people staying at home and not getting access to, free senior high school education. You know, we had a jump from 2% to 11% in the increase of number of students who write BEC from 2016 to 2017 just because of free SHS program.
Right.
It opened up the system. It opened up access. And the fundamental problem we have is that even though we have enough spaces across all the schools in the country for our senior high school students, parents and students don't like most of the schools. I'm sure there are very special schools in his constituencies. Constituency is one of the rural constituencies in the country, Dobonso. But students there would like to go to maybe Agogo State or Collins or Konomu Rumasi, which are closer. Or maybe my alma mater in Kumasi, or other good schools there like Rempe College and the rest. That is why the MPP government introduced the double track system to open up and
to expand access.
To expand access in those category A and B schools that Ghanaians want to attend. Okay. Look at the confusion we got in the last year during the school placement because they wanted to send students to all sorts of schools. It should be a gradual change. President Kufuor started with model schools. Schools like Mensah Anglican were upgraded, and they are more or less graded schools now. And every school year, they are oversubscribed. You know, we have also added STEM schools. Abumusu and the rest are being oversubscribed already. This new STEM school in East Legon, from basic to senior high school, is already being oversubscribed because of the location and the infrastructure. So that is the way to go. It is a gradual process until such a time that we have the grade A facilities that parents want their students to attend, which has the needed faculty, which has the right laboratory equipment. And again, we did a lot of tooling in the TVET sector. Okay. So now, students rush for these TVET schools because of the upgrade in infrastructure. And we even added some at the tertiary level in the technical universities. Until such a time that is done, my brother, the truth of the matter is that you cannot force the students into special schools just because the schools have space. Okay. They will not go. I hear the Honorable Kodjo, when he was Deputy Education Minister, built a very beautiful school in his constituency. Spacious, but they don't get even 20% of the vacancies in the school field. Why? Because maybe they don't have the characteristics of the model schools. You understand? So President Mohammmed says he's going to abolish double track this year. I don't know how he's going to do that. I don't know how he's going to do that.
So there is the Ghana Secondary Education
It is not possible.
Program. It's not possible?
Yes, because based
for
on...
him to
in
eliminate...
It's not possible to eliminate it.
System.
They can do that, but they will deny hundreds and thousands of students access to category A and B schools if they do that. NDC chairman GHOne Mosquito said in opposition that they were going to upgrade the infrastructure in 2025 so that double track will be eliminated from 2026. If I ask my brother to mention 10 schools that they've upgraded or added completed infrastructure like dormitories and classroom blocks, I'm not sure he can mention.
They're too much.
Yes, because it takes time.
Plenty.
You understand?
Right.
Plenty.
We did over 3,000 educational projects in the 8 years that we were in power. The senior high schools alone got over 1,300. And because of that, we were able to eliminate double track in 150 out of the 400 schools that we started double track with. So we currently have what we call the transition. The transition is post double track. When we started double track, all the 3 levels, SS1 or SHS 1, 2, 3,
2 and 3.
They were running the 2 different tracks. Now what we have in place is no more the original double track, but what we call a transition. And the transition is that 2 sets of levels will be in school at any point in time. So, for those who are still running double track. So let's get it clear that not all the schools which started double track are still on it. That is one. Point 2, for those on double track, they are on what we call the transition track, and not the original double track. And what does the transition track do? What it does is that if a school has vacancies for, let's say, 3,000 students, first year 1,000, second year 1,000, third year 1,000, then we ensure that one level is whole. So that you save 1,000 spaces. And then the 3,000 goes to, let's say, first year and second year. So instead of having only 2,000 students originally for first year and second year, how many spaces do you have?
You have 3,000.
You have 3,000. So that when they are home, then the final year people will also come. This is very innovative. What it does is that it creates 1,000 more or a third of the original spaces that good schools like Wesley Girls, they have, and then you're able to admit more students. So if you cancel this, Joshua, how are you going to accommodate? Where are you going to accommodate the extra 1,000 that those schools are able to take now because of this transition track that we have? Because
I'm sure Donko will have answers.
You have answers because you cannot put up the adequate dormitories, dining halls, classroom blocks, laboratories, and the other ancillary infrastructure which can absorb those thousands. It took us 4 to 5 years to be able to build the over 1,300 additional infrastructure in the category A and B schools to eliminate the 150 double track.
We'll get some answers for you from Donko right after this quick break. You're still watching the Breakfast Review segment of G Today. We'll be right back. FGA today here on GHOne Television. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah, and this morning, my guest, Donko Hussein, who is Deputy Director General Finance and Administration at the National Service Authority, and Kofi Ofosu-Nkansah, former CEO of the NEIP. But then for those of you who think dirty December is gone and so there are no fun things happening, well, let me burst that bubble for you, because on Saturday, the 10th of January, the Good Park Accra Mall is coming alive with the, of course, Pepper Soup Festival. And so the heat is rising. Jeanette Services is presenting the Pepper Soup Festival, which is a one-day explosion of flavor, culture, music, and vibes. And all of that comes along with some steaming pepper soup, live performances, DJs, bands, and a whole brand experience as well. And it's for a gate fee of what? Just 50 Ghana cedis. So with just 50 Ghana cedis, you can get access to the Good Park and join the Pepper Soup Festival on Saturday. So get your tickets at vtickets.com/EV/buy ticket and then 2165. That's vtickets.com, and then follow the prompts and get to buy your tickets for the Pepper Soup Festival. DJs on rotation, DJ Sedem and our very own DJ Mono of Star 103.5 FM, and it will be hosted by Giovanni Caleb. Signature Experience is also by Signature by Sharon. And GHOne Television, proud to be an official partner for the Pepper Soup Festival. And remember, Pepper Soup Festival is about food, music, culture, and a lot of fire, powered by June 30, happening on the 10th day of January 2026 at the Good Park Accra Mall. Just for 50 Ghana cedis, you get to be part of this exciting one. And for those of you who are on MTN and you already enjoy the MTN Free After One, MTN has the Free After One Extra. And that package promises to give you more for less. And so all you need to do is to upgrade to the MTN Free After One Extra. And it's about talking for 1 whole hour uninterrupted. All you just do is to pay for the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk within the hour. No interruptions, no wahala, just smooth talk with great vibes. And as if that is not enough, you also get 50 megabytes data free for every first call daily you make when you subscribe to MTN Free After One Extra. All you need to do is to just dial star 550 hash, star 550 hash, follow the prompts, and get to subscribe to MTN Free After One Extra. And for the mummies and daddies who are struggling with their babies because your baby's not getting a good sleep, it's because of mostly due to the diaper you're using. It's not absorbing well, and so the baby is crying, very uncomfortable, and that's why we recommend Flora baby diapers. And after every 2 or 3 hours, you know, for newborns, you just change diapers for them and to make sure that they also grow healthily as well. And Flora baby diaper on the market is very, very gentle on the baby's delicate skin. It makes sure it doesn't give the babies rashes and all of those things that make them uncomfortable. So quickly, get yours now. Call 0243 033 033. 0243 033 033 if you want to become a distributor, because this is also a very good avenue to make some good money in the year 2026. Let me come back to my guest. Before we went on the break, Kofi raised fundamental issues about the quest to end the double track system. He says, listen, you can do it, but if you do, you're going to deny access to over 100,000 students, because what you're going to do is that they will not have infrastructure to go to school. And what is the plan? Donko, what's the plan?
Thank you. Before I go to that, let me quickly also help my brother with some corrections.
Okay.
That he's sick to make at the tour. Now, I'm reading from Ghana Web, one of your sister stations, Ghana Web. That's the source. The Tema Oil Refinery Tour has officially resumed crude oil refinery operations after several years of inactivity, marking a major milestone in Ghana's efforts to revitalize the downstream petroleum sector and strengthen national energy. The breakthrough follows completion of major turnaround maintenance, that is TAM, works on the refinery's crude distillation unit. So that story about we started and you came and continued, please, you should just stop it. The thing was dead. It wasn't even functioning. The distillation unit was even completely out.
So you don't understand.
They came and did the maintenance for 3 months. Combat and his people had to sit down. Oh, please, what resources did you leave them? You were going to even sell the whole thing. Kofi, you were at NAPE. Don't stop talking for who are thought that you don't know.
Why are you talking for? What a contradiction.
You don't know what your people were doing there.
Right.
They were storing finished product that they were importing. Instead of refining crude oil from Boss Energies, they were rather bringing finished products and storing in tanks and selling because they were making much more profits from that. We are not doing that. That is why we brought Thor back. So Thor is working. It had nothing to do with the MPP injecting anything there. They were even going to sell it as scrap.
Yes,
you were going to sell it. Fake news. Well, talk to the workers. They were telling us that you wanted to sell it. We didn't say that.
Bring evidence.
So I'm surprised, my brother. Well, I'm not sure he's just shedding crocodile tears. He's not even concerned. He just wants us to feel so that they can have a scorecard. But I can assure him, when we came first in 2009, you remember what President Kufuor did, the 4 years SHS 10. There was an overcrowding because we decided to bring it back to the normal 3 years.
3 years, yes.
What did Atta Mills do? We were able to do within 6 months to 1 year, the infrastructure that we were able to expand in the secondary school was unprecedented. Within 6 months to 1 year.
Okay, so how many have you done so far?
That is why I'm telling you, if the figures start coming, you run away. Because now, it is not, now even GHOne has been uncapped.
Yes.
So you can imagine the number of things going. So I don't know whether he visits his schools nowadays. A lot of things are happening. And
so infrastructure will not be a challenge,
it will not,
even though the double track system will be abolished.
What they don't understand now is that you have an experienced president. Before he says anything, he knows what he has already started.
Okay.
So if he is not aware of the takeoff and even where we are now currently, go to the Ashanti. Every region, there is a rapid development and expansion in all the secondary schools now. Vis-a-vis dormitories, assembly halls, classrooms, because now even district assemblies are now even investing in secondary schools. They are not even waiting for GHOne fund anymore, because now the common fund even mandates them to do some of those projects. So if you have a secondary school in your district, as a DCE, you are mandated, according to the common fund formula, to even put infrastructure up in the secondary schools. So if President Mohammmed says, I will abolish double track, he knows what he has started and what he's doing.
Right.
But unlike them, we don't do slogans. We finish, we commission for you to see.
So what is
that's what we do.
Okay.
Oh, but if we launch a program, yes, he said this is the program that I want to do. It has never happened before. You were hiding it in the budgets and
we did running for food and jobs. So what do you mean by it's never happened before?
Let me continue. You see, so this is what somebody said. You sponsored adverts to ridicule him that he has no big ideas. You have drone ideas. He was talking about Nkukon Kitikiti, so the man has little vision. So he has to let you know this is how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I said, National Service was one of the piloting institutions for the Nkukon Kitikiti projects. And like I told you, within 1 year, we started in March. We've sold over 80,000 broilers already.
Poultry that you inherited is now Nkukon Kitikiti.
Poultry with poultry. You were doing, you left us 2,500.
You said.
Is that not?
There was no broiler there. Not even a single broiler.
Okay.
Let me even tell you one funny thing. They entered into a partnership with MasterCard Foundation. MasterCard Foundation was supplying us the DO chicks for free, so that we would just create jobs for the graduate youth. They signed the deal. MasterCard brought the DO chicks. Over 300,000 beds. The beds came only for them to tell us there was no hen coop. There was no poultry house to keep the beds. So our beds were given to private individuals. That is their record.
We were all here when
you were all where. There was nothing
okay.
like that.
All right.
It was
Unfortunately, we have very little time to go, but I want us to touch on the teachers who yesterday we saw agitation from them, they're complaining that between 12 and 15 months they've worked and the payment has only come, 2 or 3 months. Some have been paid 2 months, some have been paid 3 months. Let me start with you, Donko, on that one. In the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, for me, I think most of it has to do with issues about clearance, payments, and documentation. You see, the transition from mostly the districts to the region to the national levels, at times, if you've never worked in a government sector, you may think it's just simple as that. But it's very frustrating. Because a district HR and a district account officer have to put, they call it IPPD or something, put those things together, bring it to the regional HR. They will also now bring it to the national to say, okay, this person has been employed, the person has reported at this time to process the payments. And all those things, at times, I don't know how they do it, but it just takes unnecessary times. Because nobody will put the blame or the pressure on that HR. Yes, it's always finance minister. It's always minister of health. It's always the president. So they are comfortable. Somebody can just take documents that he's supposed to even bring to Accra. Even now, some of them are even done online. Somebody can sit there and say, because I've not been given transport allowance, I'm not going. It will shock you. And staff have to even now contribute to even give HRs and the rest to bring their documents to Accra. So, my brother, at times the things are very frustrating.
Right.
Because how on earth can somebody be employed, properly capture that this person has been employed? Controller has all details and will refuse to pay. Does it even make sense? It means something is missing somewhere. And those are the things we should be dealing with. But unfortunately, because politicians are easy targets, everybody will go after the minister. And the civil servant will be sitting there.
So it's not because there's no funds to be released to them. But you say it's the bureaucratic processes that...
That is what I'm saying. If there is no funds to be released to them, it means the names have not even been captured in the budget in the first place.
Okay.
That is the only reason they will not be paid. Or there was no clearance, somebody gave them an appointment and they were pushed inside, but there was no budget allocation for them. Otherwise, anybody who is captured as employed, given proper clearance by the finance ministry, the name goes through the system, goes through the controller, and you are captured. Once you are captured, you are supposed to be paid.
Right.
But if that is not being done, then it means there is something holding something somewhere.
Okay.
But then we all gloss over that and we start giving pressure.
Kovi.
Well, I think it's very unfortunate, and as a country, I think more often than not, we fail our youth in some of these things. You know, I agree with Hussein when he says the technocrats and the civil servants and public servants that we should hold responsible. But, you know, the ultimate responsibility, unfortunately, lies, you know, with the politician, who is the minister or president or whoever is in charge of that sector. We should undertake reforms. You know, this current delay, I learned, is because of some verification issues with Senate. Senate is a public agency. You know, Ministry of Education is a public agency. So why can't the Director General or the minister and the technocrats at Senate sit to correct these anomalies so that the young people can be paid? You know, we are in the fourth industrial revolution age. You know, you just go online and tell AI how to solve a problem and all the steps will be given.
Yeah.
You know, so just define this problem for AI, you know, and see, give him the proper context scenario and see the flow chart or the suggestions that they will give you. And then you can then code them in a computerized form and digitize it so that you can simplify the process. Because, as Hussein said, the processes from district to controller to coming to office, do you know that before they are validated, almost every public sector worker comes to the Ministry of Finance to do their controller validation? I mean, why should that be the case?
Right.
We have not even decentralized it. And in this era of Ghana card and our biometric data, integration of our systems, SNET, health insurance, Ghana card, we can even do some of these things online. But I think sometimes we don't prioritize them because they don't affect us directly, both the technocrats and the politicians. Yeah. So we are hoping that they will build systems to solve this problem. But then there's a financial angle too. What is the financial angle? The financial angle is that some have gone through their validation process and completed everything, but they were paid one out of, let's say, 11 months. You understand? So the nurses who were validated, the teachers who were validated, those who went through the complete process, why were they paid only 1 month instead of 11 months? It means there's a financial constraint and the budget is not available. But this is a government which promised one job, 3 shifts, and also promised to recruit 60,000 education workers in 2025. That clearance didn't happen. So if you are unable to sustain clearance that your predecessors left you, to extend the expiration and all that, to pay only 6,000 teachers, how are you going to recruit 50,000? That's why I initially said that there was this inertia to spend.
Okay.
And Atufo Sen is looking at the figures and saying that if I release this national service, their budgeted figure, if I release it, there will be more money supply in the system, and the inflation, single digit, I may not be able to complete it. If we recruit the 50,000 teachers, we can't achieve this single digit.
Right.
President Akufo-Addo said that you can always revive the economy, but you can't bring back human lives. But Honorable Atto is prioritizing the economic figures over the lives of the teachers and the nurses.
We need to go.
Who are hungry now?
Right, we need to go.
2026, we are begging him, we are pleading with him to expedite action and release money.
Okay.
At least those who have been validated.
I'm sure that if the releases are made in full,
the NDC has a record.
Hussein will be excited as well.
The NDC has a record of paying 3 months arrears. We hope it doesn't happen again.
Well, Kofi, thank you so much. That's Kofi Ofosun-Kansa, who is former CEO of the NEIP, and Don Hussein, you heard from earlier, Deputy Director General in charge of finance and administration at the National Service Authority. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. I think we should do this again next week, God willing. Do have a wonderful day and a happy new year to you as well. But in this new year, if you're looking to purchase gold products and get the best quality, not be swindled on the market, then pure Ghanaian gold crafted into eternal elegance. You should be looking at Gold jewelries, because it's from the heart of our soil to the soul of your style, and Gold jewelry weaves heritage artistry with modern luxury. So we are talking about artistry that honors heritage while embracing contemporary luxury. Look no further than Gold Jewelry. Just look for their showrooms located at Diamond House, Kimbu Road in Accra, Oxford Street in Osu, Otele Avenue in East Legon, Marina Mall in Sprintex Community 11, Tema, Poma Arcade in Kumasi, and Prempeh International Airport, Kumasi. You can get some jewelry from there as well. But then we are in 2026. Africa needs to prosper. And let me tell you about the Africa Prosperity Dialogues happening on the 4th, from the 4th to the 6th of February 2026 at the Kempinski Hotel and also at the Accra International Conference Center. So under the patronage of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and in partnership with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, the Africa Prosperity Network is presenting the Africa Prosperity Dialogue 2026, and the theme is empowering SMEs, women and youth in Africa's single market. Innovate, collaborate, and trade. And remember, it's happening from the 4th to the 6th of February 2026 at the Accra International Conference Center. And then on the 6th of February at the Kempinski Hotel, we would have the award ceremony itself, the gala and awards night. So please register now at africaprosperitynetwork.com or WhatsApp 0536 098 325. Remember, Africa Prosperity Dialogues is where business and political leaders meet to drive Africa's single market. This is still GH Today here on GHOne Television. We'll be right back after this break. Stick and stay with us.
It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new
Every January, DVLA offices are flooded with long queues as vehicle owners rush to register their cars. For many, it is not just a legal requirement, but also a matter of prestige. In Ghana, a new number plate at the start of the year often symbolizes status, fresh beginnings, and can even boost a car's resale value. But this tradition is set to change with the DVLA's new registration system. From 2026, number plates will no longer show the year of registration. Instead, they will carry regional and area codes indicating where the vehicle was registered. Greater Accra Regional Manager of the DVLA, Justice Kodjo, says the new system will also reduce reliance on DV plates, temporary tags issued to car dealers and fleet owners, and improve traceability.
This proposal has come because Ghanaians normally buy vehicle because year of registration, but not year of manufacturing. So because of that, people sometimes feels like when my car is registered in 2025 and 2027, when I'm selling it, the value of the vehicle will be drastically low. So because they want to use the DV plate to use on it. What even causes a lot of trouble is the DV plate that people even use. Sometimes you might also see a DV car or DV plate used vehicle, thinking that the vehicle was just imported into the country just a few months ago. But that car has been driven on a wrong terrain, the road, the property is as said, but they still sell it for you on a high price. Also to help us to take away some of the fictitious number plate, which is also still in circulation.
For car dealers, the change could reshape the market. While some believe it will clamp down on fraudulent practices like passing off older cars as newly registered ones, others worry it could dampen sales since buyers often prefer a car with...
You're welcome back to the show. This is still GH Today here on GHOne TV, and I am Mohammmed. I'm sure that as we began 2026, a number of you were expectant of the new DVLA number plates. However, due to failure for Parliament to pass it, we do not have those number plates. What happens if by the end of January or within January, this is approved by Parliament? Will the people who have already gotten their 2026 suffixes be able to be rolled out onto the new system? Do they have to pay some new monies to be able to acquire those number plates? Will they be automatically rolled onto? These and many questions are on your minds. Let's answer them. My guest this morning is a Deputy Director Vehicle Inspection and Registration at the DVLA, Kwesibona Otuosebo. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, my sister. I'm well. How are you too?
I'm doing very well. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
How's the DVLA doing, by the way?
Yeah, we're doing very well. Everything so far so good.
Okay.
Right.
Somewhere in there are a number of issues, but because we were watching this video, let me start with the number plate. Somewhere in October, your boss stated that, well, let me just say, so October, November, December, so September, about 4 months ago, he stated that, well, beginning January 1, the country was going to witness something phenomenal. That's the rollout of the new number plates, right?
Right.
Today is January 6th. What happened?
Right, so thank you very much. Greetings to your viewers. So, it's true that was a statement put out by my chief executive, and that statement was made in anticipation of some laws that helps DVLA to function, getting some amendments. And so we started the processes, engaged the public, and then we are happy about the enthusiasm that the public shown. We successfully was able to carry through the amendment in one of the laws, that is the Road Traffic Act, Act 683. However, the road traffic regulations 2180, we could not carry through the amendment in it. And that wouldn't enable us roll out the new number plate system. And if we did, that would have meant that we had gone contrary to what the laws require. And so this is the reason why we were unable to roll out the new RFID chip embedded plate that my
were you just testing waters? Were you jumping the gun? Were you overly excited? That's why you announced it. Because if you announce and give dates, you gave timelines, it means that then you would anticipate that the rollout would have happened, you would anticipate that the law would have gone through in Parliament.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So we were not testing the waters. The idea of having securitized plate has been on the plate in the DVLA for a very long time, even before the announcement by the chief executive. However, the regulations is one regulation that really controls a lot of agencies. And when we are seeking an amendment in it, there is a part DVLA has to bring us their changes, together with road safety, the police, and many other institutions. And there had been, or there were a few back and forth, which were not anticipated. We were successfully able to lay it in Parliament, but didn't get the maturity days in Parliament. We were hopeful that we're going to get it through, considering the fact that we started the processes way back. But unfortunately, we were not able to get it through. So it wasn't testing of the waters, but to abide by the laws of the country, since the number of days it required to be in Parliament, to mature, we didn't get it.
But you know, I mean, as an authority, you know the required number of days is 21. But you delayed in presenting it.
No, we didn't delay. We presented it in due time, but there were a few back and forth even after we presented it.
What were these back and forths?
We worked with the Attorney General in doing this, together with a few agencies, as I mentioned earlier on. And also, we experienced some concerns raised by the legislature itself, some parliamentarians and other things, and it was necessary that we had to go get these corrections done.
What were
we had issues with age, bringing it down. Don't forget that this same regulation is the one which is going to enable commercial motor riding in the country. Yes, in the country. So we had a few issues with other organized groups who earlier on were part of the committee though, but then largely their membership decided not to agree to a few other things. And this led to a few redrafting, recorrections back and forth. But like I said earlier on, we were almost there. So we just left with a few days for it to mature. And hopefully we should get to this chip-embedded RFID number plates that the public is eagerly waiting for.
So help us with a bit of education. This RFID chip-embedded number, what is it? How does it operate? How different is it from what we're currently experiencing? Or what
so thank you very much. So we have had aluminium sheets now on our vehicles that we have about 56 companies embossing in the country. And we have had challenges with this aluminium plates that are on our vehicles at the moment. Some of the challenges are that it is so easy to get one of these plates embossed. You can agree with me that even if you are approaching our offices, you get some people standing by the roadside calling you, do you want a plate? Do you want a plate? And some places that are not even in our offices. About a month ago, I was driving across from the Pokwasi interchange towards, I think, Domi. I just saw number plates hanging in front of somebody's shop. And then I went there and the person said, oh, if you want a number there, I can just emboss one for you. So this has led to a lot of people getting access to this security document, that is a number plate, and fixing them on vehicles that are not customized or hasn't gone through the proper registration processes in our offices.
I am a victim because I have my number plate. Now, if you go into the DVLA system, it is my name attached to that number plate. However, I have seen my number plate, the same number, because it's a special number, the same number on certain cars.
Good. So that even helps us. So these are some of the problems we want to correct. And people could just walk to any embosser and just mention a number to him that, can you emboss this for me? And then they just emboss it. And this narrative, we needed to change them. We needed to improve upon the security. So we had to come up with a license plate that has extra security features apart from it being an aluminium sheet. It would have an RFID chip embedded in it, and it would have the information of the owner. Also, stored in it, and it will be tempered. As soon as you attempt to remove it, you damage the RFID chip in it, and so you can't rip it from one car and fix it onto another car. And the control, another level of control is that we are going to produce this only in-house.
Okay, so now you're no longer decentralized, it's centralized.
So DVLA will be the ones to produce this plate.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have anybody from anywhere just asking you to just tell me the number you want and I will emboss it for you. Again,
will that not put pressure on DVLA?
Thank you. Not at all.
Okay.
DVLA are the ones that registers these vehicles and issues them the numbers. But previously, we would have pre-embossed this plate down and just handpick one and give you. But now we have electronic plate printing machines.
Okay.
That as soon as we issue the number, then this plate, this machine prints out the plate, which would also put in onto the RFID the information of the owner, whoever that vehicle was licensed to.
Okay.
So then, until DVLA issues a number, even if you are standing by the printer, you will not be able to print a plate. So this will mean that even if I want to duplicate your plate, and I'm standing by the machine, I can't print out another number plate until the system that DVLA uses to register vehicles issues that number to your vehicle. And this is the difference. Again, it functions literally like the printer in your office until you issue a print command from your PC having worked on a document. No document can automatically exit from the printer. This is going to bring another level of control to ensure that if any license plate is coming out, then that license plate has indeed been registered to the vehicle it is affixed onto.
So is it the head office that will be in sole printing of this particular plate, or you're decentralizing to your various offices, not to third parties? Because what we have is third parties are able to do it. However, with this one, are you saying that it's just head office or is every DVLA office? I'm asking because of the number of people who register vehicles on a daily, especially at the beginning of every year.
Right, so thank you very much. We are hoping that when we should start this chip-embedded RFID plate, we are not going to have people running to our offices the beginning of the year. So we are not going to have the pressures as we are experiencing now in our offices. However, the country has also been zoned.
Okay.
And so we have this smart embossment machines allocated to various zones to be able to provide plates as and when vehicles are registered in these zones.
Okay.
And these machines are very, very smart and fast. I tell you that one machine that is placed at the head office at the moment can print about 3.5 million plates in 1 month.
Okay.
In a day, it can print what the whole country can license. Just the one machine in one zone.
Okay.
But we have already zoned the country to reduce the time.
So you have a southern zone, northern zone?
No, the southern, even the southern is broken down again in further zones. The northern is also broken down. So we don't have them sitting in every office, but we have put offices together and already fixed the machines to ensure that when we should start the rollout, these plates would easily be printed out for use within those offices that zone that machine controls.
Okay. Now let's look at after maturity of the LI. Parliament should reconvene in the coming days.
Yeah.
After the maturity of the LI, how soon are you rolling out?
As soon as we were ready.
Okay.
So as soon as we get the maturity of our regulation before Parliament, we are immediately rolling out.
Okay.
And we are going to ask our clients who are registering their vehicles now to still use their numbers and come in through appointment. And we are going to bring this appointment system because we want to control the numbers and ensure we don't have people rushing in onto us. And including whoever registered his vehicle last year or the year before or is already having a licensed vehicle on the road already. So that's how the system is going to be.
Okay. So will it attract extra charges? So if, let's say, because you were unable to get the LI matured in Parliament and roll out what you originally planned, I have to, because now we're in 2026, we've gone 6 days into 2026, people need to register their vehicles. if I register my vehicle today, and at the end, let's say at the end of this month, you roll out the new RFID system, will I be charged extra to be able to get it, or I get it automatically?
Right, thank you. So we will not automatically roll you onto the RFID chip embedded plate or the new system. We would ask you to come to the appointment, as I mentioned, but if you come, DVL is not going to charge you for re-registering the vehicle. However, you would pay for the plate, because the cost of the plate, the new plate, is quite higher than the cost of the old plate. So you pay for the cost of the plate. But for all the services that we render, that we have charged you service charge for registering your vehicle already, we will not charge you service charges for it. You will only be charged for the cost of the plate.
Okay. So if I want to wait for the RFID plate, what happens to my DV that I use on the road? Will there be special dispensation for me?
Right. So thank you. Customers have the option at the moment either to wait to get the RFID chip embedded plate that we are very soon rolling out, or register them now and pay a little to get it changed. Your DV and DP plate that you have on your vehicle, by law, the DP is valid for 14 days, and by law, the DV is also, it expired December 31st December 2025, if you had the 2025 one. However, if you want to continue using the road in 2026, then you must fall into the category of people who are supposed to use the DV plates on our roads, which are vehicle testers, sellers and dealers of vehicles, and people who trade in automobiles. So these people are permitted to have the DV plates, have it insured, so they can affix them on their vehicles and use them on their roads. But if you are not within these categories, then you must as well have to wait, keep the vehicle, and bring it to the DVLA. If you have a way of getting a DV from any of these vehicle and asset dealers or vehicle testers, then they will be able to use their plates to drive the vehicle from where you are to the DVLA center when you are ready to get this registered.
But do you have DV plates in the system now as we speak?
Yeah, we have DV plates.
Okay. Now, so for people who have already registered, what happens to them? Because you know you're going to roll out the the RFID plates soon.
I mentioned it earlier on. Those who have already registered or are registering now, as I mentioned, they would have the opportunity of also getting
So why not tell them to wait? Since you know that, I mean, you have done the corrections, you have done everything that was required because they had concerns with that particular airline. Why not tell them to wait? Why not give them special dispensation, like I was asking?
So we would have wished that even people waited. So we just rolled them onto the new system once. So don't come to my office twice. However, people have also obtained vehicles, and sometimes when people have vehicles, the desire to put those vehicles on the road or use it for the intended purpose for which they acquired the vehicle or those vehicles is higher, and they will be or are ready to get these vehicles registered and use them for those purposes. There are others, for example, that their workplace or the purpose for acquiring those vehicles, like contractors, and then a few other zones like mining environments and many other places would not even permitted an unregistered vehicle to be used in such an environment. And for such people, they are compelled to register it. Again, definitely our mandate is to register vehicles. And we were already registering vehicles. We are not saying that we are stopping to register vehicles because we are bringing a new thing. And so if the new thing we are bringing, we're unable to start, that does not stop us from registering the vehicles. But the clients, with all these explanations ongoing, have the option of either coming in to register and enjoying the vehicle on the road legally, or holding on a bit until we are ready to start, and then he comes over to get it registered and get a new number plate.
That's why I asked if, let's say, you'll be able to give them special dispensation, i.e. some notes to say that, okay, this particular person has expressed interest in their RFID number plate. However, they want to use their DV plates, and so they should be allowed. Maybe there's a communication with, you know how your officers go around. Even though there's a suspension, the police will equally be asking.
Okay, so thank you. We have had some conversations around this with the police and the rest, though. But legally, if you want to use a vehicle on the road, that vehicle must have the required documentation to be on the road. It must be insured. It must have the required license plate, and the DV plate is also a plate to fix on the car.
Okay.
If you want to still use the car that you are not registering, then you are required to ensure that you get the DV plate that would have insurance on it for you to be able to use it, to use the vehicle on the road. Otherwise, we will all not be safe when people have uninsured vehicles plying our roads.
Now, that's something I've always wondered. If I insure my vehicle, who does it protect?
Right. So, insuring your vehicle is a requirement of the law. And it has layers of protection. In this case, we don't really call it protection, but then it saves you of liabilities should they occur. That's why it's called insurance. So, one of the people is the ordinary person who uses the road, or any other road user, or any property that your vehicle is likely to come in contact with, that your vehicle may damage. Then you can go extra by insuring it comprehensive. That is to say, bringing it on board all other liabilities, which includes loss, total loss of the vehicle or the property, and also yourself. Sometimes you can even buy the SS, the insurance SS. The insurance law requires that anytime there is claim, you take part of the responsibility by paying part of the cost. Then they pay also part. You can even go further to buy that off to ensure that you have total protection for the vehicle. But the law requires that at least you should have a third-party insurance that should.
But why must it be mandatory? You know, I've always wondered that, okay, if it's to protect me from liabilities, and why must it be mandatory? Roadworthy, I understand that the vehicle must be roadworthy to ply the road. But insurance, why insurance?
Okay, thank you. One, why is that? Because the law says so. And the law says you have the minimum requirement of a third party. That is to say that at least if your car should damage my car, you may not be in a position to fix my car. However, you should at least insure my car. That is the third party to your car. So that if you are not in the position to fix my car, at least I can rely on your insurance to get my car fixed.
That I've always had but it's not a subject for
yes,
conversation. Because the framers of the law, I mean, it is me, my liability. Why are you thinking for me? Anyway, now let's talk about the suspension of the issuance of the spot fines. You somewhere in October, you suspended it. What was the reason behind it?
Okay, so thank you very much. We had a lot of good reasons behind.
Okay.
We got feedback from the public.
Okay.
And DVLA is one institution that listens. Yes, listens very well. Our chief executive is always on social media. He's taking feedback from a lot of customers. We want to introduce technology into all we do, including our men on the road doing compliance. So we noticed there are instances people are stopped. They are supposed to pay some fines as the fees and charges allows us to charge. However, they may not even be holding money with them, and that leads to a lot of embarrassment. So one of the things we are introducing is to be able to pay electronically on the road, to ensure that we don't have people collecting money by asking you to pay your fines left, right, center. So you have all the means of paying electronically to be able to pay. Again, that gives you the assurance that you have paid to the right coffers and you have paid the right amount as well. Than just the physical cash they collect and give you a written receipt. Again, the compliance team have also received some handheld devices and mobile electronic equipment that will be used on the road to aid them to do the compliance and enforcement very well. So we take away the bit of discretionary usage sometimes on the road. Again, the team also needed to go through some form of orientation, since some of the feedback we got included some interactions that the public, to some extent, though admit the fact that he was wrong by not having ABC items on the road. However, maybe the customer service part, how they were handled or treated, part didn't go down well with the client. And for us, the fact that our team are out there to enforce the laws does not mean that they should speak with you in any way that should lead you to feel offended.
True.
And so if you are getting this feedback, then it is very necessary as a listening institution led by my chief executive, Mr. Julius Kote, had to pull all the team back, take all the team through orientations, training, and equip them with handheld devices to enable them do a lot of equipment testing and checks on the road than what they were doing initially.
Okay. So, are you also considering, let's say, a bill on the person's registration? So if I flout the law, there's a bill attached to my next roadworthy. If I'm going to re-register for roadworthy, there's a bill attached to it. So once I'm going to pay, I pay the outstanding bill.
Okay, so thank you. These are all part of the things we are considering, but you are moving to the realms of the spot fines and also the traffic tech, which is yet to be rolled out. That will capture your offense and send you the tickets. You have the option to pay. And if you're unable to pay, that bill stays. So when you come to renew your roadworthy, then you pay that bill together with your roadworthiness fine.
Right.
So the compliance team equally would want to make it such that even if they should stop you on your way to Kumasi and you may not be holding money on you to pay, and you are unable to even pay electronically by all the means, they should be able to log you on through their PDA, the nature of the offense, and the fine that is attached to it for it to stay on your account, and you can pay it before your roadworthy expires. We can even pay it before or at the time you are renewing your roadworthy. You can pay them together. So these are all the initiatives that we are bringing on board. That is what led to the suspension. So we can do it and do it better.
To register my vehicle, what is the criteria?
Right, thank you. So if you want to register your vehicle, we need the vehicle, the document covering the vehicle, in this case, the insurance document, and your identification. And the standard identification, DVLA uses the Ghana card. These three things enables us to register your vehicles for you. When you come, if the vehicle is new, you go straight to the customs. They confirm whether the document you are holding matches the vehicle that you have presented to us. And they will input and release it in the system for DVLA to commence registration. DVLA officers also confirm same and input into the system the details technically. Confirm your identification, we register it and assign it a number. So that's the process, the requirement and the process to register.
Okay. Is the state of the vehicle a critical requirement?
Very good. So I gave the condition for when it's brand new. When it is used, you are required to go to the PVTs, that's private vehicle test stations. We have about 11 of them in Accra only, and we have about 36 across. You go to these centers for the vehicles to be tested and issued with a testing report. And you add it to the custom document, your Ghana card, and the vehicle, and present them to the DVLA. So the difference is that if it's brand new, then you don't need that testing certificate. But if it is used, then you need the testing report from the PVTS to confirm whether the vehicle is roadworthy. Until the PVTS came to being, we were physically looking at the vehicles by how it looks to judge.
To ascertain.
I judge, and that was discretionary. I'm not sure I should be able to look at your car and say your brakes are good or your suspension is good. But now we have equipment that will test the efficiency of the brakes, the suspension, the steering system, transmission, underneath inspection, and issue a report.
What is the true test of roadworthiness, especially on renewal of roadworthy?
Okay, so roadworthiness at the moment is carried out largely in PVTSs, that DVLA supervisors. Now, in some centers where the PVTS is far, we ask our officers in our DVLA centers to do the roadworthiness. Now, the testing report is the one that indicates whether you have passed or you have failed. Because the equipment, whilst testing the vehicle, put together its findings in the form of a report.
Even with not newly registration, I'm asking for
once on the road.
that are already on the road and have registered, have gotten roadworthy. Now they want to renew. How do you test roadworthiness? I'm asking this because we have a lot of rickety vehicles on our roads.
Thank you.
And you see roadworthy boldly embossed there.
Good. So thank you. So these vehicles are required, if it is private, once in a year to come to the DVLA centers or the PVTSs to get their roadworthiness renewed.
Is it
when
mandatory?
they get there, yes, mandatory. If you get there, these vehicles will be taken through two types of tests: regulatory checks and also equipment testing. If the report indicates pass, then you'll be issued with the roadworthiness.
How many vehicles came to your offices, any of the DVL offices, to be tested for roadworthiness?
Any of the private vehicle centers. Oh, I can give you the data, but I want to also add this information. You see, roadworthiness of a vehicle is the responsibility of the owner of the vehicle.
Okay.
And DVLA will not be able to follow you to ensure that the standard based on which we gave you the roadworthy sticker is maintained throughout the whole year. Because if I should give you the roadworthiness today, the vehicle met some standards. That's why I give you the roadworthiness certification. Now it's your duty to keep the car tomorrow, tomorrow's next month, next year, next 6 months, until it's 1 year time again for you to come to the DVLA. Before I take the vehicle through the test again. Within this period, anything can happen. You can have your taillight breaking or your wiper not functioning, or anything can happen to the car. And it's your duty to fix those to ensure that the vehicle is in roadworthiness. That is why our compliance team will chase you on the road. And despite you having roadworthiness issue to them or to you, they would come and confirm whether you are still maintaining the car in that standard.
Okay.
And that's how come when they get you, they are able to fine you for failing to maintain the car in the standard of roadworthiness that led to the DVLA certifying the car for you.
But
That's how come they are able
doesn't
to
serve as deterrence. I mean, if you fine me 225 and my car is not in a good condition, I'll still go. Now people have actually, now that's what they do. They post on social media, 225 is on the road. Now people use alternative routes, so they will not meet them. And we still have a lot of rickety vehicles on our roads.
Yeah, so
we're still recording detrimental road carnages.
So yes, thank you. We believe the compliance team is doing a lot of work. The compliance team has led to a lot of people now complying, rushing to our offices. And the reintroduction of our compliance team onto the road after they've gone through the training, equipment, resourcing and all of that would also lead to more people also coming to the DVLA centers to do their roadworthiness. And again, I want to use this platform to let people know that getting your vehicle tested for roadworthiness does bring to you a lot of benefits because there are a lot of defects that will be detected and it would help you do preventive maintenance. Instead of waiting for your vehicle to break down, only to go get it sorted out. We have even had drivers who came to the roadworthy centers, then got to know that their braking efficiency had gotten to the minimum. Though the car is able to stop, but the equipment is able to tell you that you have gone to the minimum. And if you don't do something about it, your brakes may go below what will let it be efficient and may lead to some damages and defects on the road. So this and many other benefits that the DVLA experts can advise you on to be able to fix your car and get your car to serve you much longer should lead you to ensuring that you get your roadworthiness.
Are the compliance officers coming in January or February?
I will not mention the date, but just be on the lookout, please.
Please,
come
he said
to the
225 will be coming on the road soon. That's Kwesibo Nautosebo. He's Deputy Director, Vehicle Inspection and Registration at the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority. I'm sure in the coming days we'll have more conversation, especially after the LI matures.
There's something more I want to just add on to the right. Okay, so just a quick one. The RFID chip embedded now license plate we are bringing will now be licensed to the individual, not to the vehicle. So,
so it's in your name.
In your name. And that number stays with you when you sell the car. That number doesn't go to another person.
That I'm sure in the once the LI matures, we'll have more conversations.
More conversation to maybe throw more light and explain
exactly,
to the public.
Exactly. Thank you very much for coming. We do
Thank you very much.
coming in. Let's do some celebrations now. Happy birthday to you, my bro, Wisdom Eli Amethope. May you find favor from God and man. You're a wonderful brother and a good man. Keep doing you, bro. I pray you find your better half soon and do the needful. Yes, that one is very, very important. Enjoy your day, bro. Happy birthday, Madam Juliana Anuma. May this special day be filled with joy, good health, and God's abundant blessings. Your dedication, grace, and impact continue to inspire many. Wishing you many more years of fulfillment, peace, and success from your beloved son, Wisdom Ali Ametope, whom you graciously gave birth to on your birthday. Oh, mother and son. That's a beautiful one. Happy glorious 40th birthday to you, Mrs. Jessie Osei-Brube. May God cause his face to shine upon you and make you great from GMPC Children's Service. To you with lots of love. Yes, today is our husband's birthday. Happy birthday to my darling prophet Kobe. May you see the goodness of the Lord in all areas of life. I love you, one billion, and we choose you over and over and over again. Enjoy the blessings of the day, my love. This is coming from Nana Ama Akwa, very own Nana Ama Akwa. Today, she's called Mrs. Akwa, by the way. Today is her husband's birthday, and he's such an amazing gentleman. Happy birthday, Prophet. May God bless you abundantly. As for the celebration, back door. As you celebrate a new chapter of life today, may your new age be filled with blessings, good health, prosperity, and fulfillment. Lucy Esnam Ines Ajasikana from your brother, Makafui. Happy birthday gift to you. Have a calm strength and soft warmth that makes being around you feel easy and real. I hope this new year treats you gently, rewards your heart, and reminds you how special and how truly special you are. And let me be honest, the way you glow just keeps getting better. It should be honestly illegal. Enjoy your day. You deserve every smile that comes with it. This is coming from Bruno Gabi. Happy birthday to the boss of all bosses, my very own boss, Dr. Randy Abe, Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Cocoa Board. Happy birthday to you. So you're such an amazing soul. God bless your new age, grant you grace to excel in all endeavors. And thank you for being there for all of us. We appreciate you. On this special day, we celebrate your life, love, and legacy. May God bless you with many more years of joy, peace, and happiness. We love you and appreciate everything you do for us. Here's to an amazing birthday and an incredible year ahead. Happy birthday, Isaac Donko. Happy birthday to my lovely auntie, Gloria. May God bless you in everything you do, from your lovely daughter, Kiala Nadomo Dede Latitete. Happy birthday to you, auntie. So if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're marking any significant milestone, congratulations to you. My name is Lily Mohammed. On behalf of the entire team, we say thank you very much. I say this and I will continue saying this. I do all the talking, but the real work goes on behind the scenes. My producers, my directors, camera, sound, lighting, floor, everybody, and my production assistants. Thank you very much, guys, for always holding us down. I am back again at 11:30 a.m. with the Brunch Time News. Stay with us.